What is up, motherfuckers and party people? How's everybody doing today? Y'all having a great day? Y'all ready for some racing? Granted, not the racing that I prefer. I usually prefer the, miss the old Atlanta. Well, my thing is, I don't hate this Atlanta, but I prefer the other Atlanta. Like, if you had made this track, like, at Texas, I think it'd be great.
Still does a lot here in the Atlanta area, and I says, yeah, and I'm going to say, I don't want to give Arthur Smith's job away here, but I think the starting quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons, Desmond Ridder, got
like a boss, Jaden,
proved himself as we look forward to things ahead. You've both been to some NASCAR races before, related to what you do professionally.
Dom will be coming in a little bit. He's watching the Mets, even though it's just spring training. I don't really even know why he's watching.
That's what we do
But
on the football field. You know, it's a team sport. It takes more than one guy.
I get it. It's baseball. I watched the fucking Clash and the duels, which don't really matter.
I mean, he makes me look like a midget. I'm just saying, he's tall.
Yeah, you played a lot of years in the NFL, and it took a lot of tough hits. I imagine if you've been
Speaking of baseball,
before, you can imagine
let's put this up.
Well, I can only imagine, but it also, like Desmond said, it's a team sport. And
let's also put that up, but we got to get rid of that.
They really have to focus, understand,
and we'll put that up.
The possibilities of what
there we
can
go.
happen when they're going around in the car. So there's a lot of things that go into it. And I tried to ask drivers earlier, like, what are you thinking about? What, I mean, do you have a strategy? And everybody has a strategy of how they want to approach the race and hopefully get victory at the end.
You know, one of the biggest parts of the equation and what makes good success on our racetrack is what happens on pit road. And anytime, Chris, we get a chance to have athletes like you guys on the set or at the racetrack, I love to ask you guys, when you watch a pit stop, I mean, we're talking 10 seconds, 4 tires, fill this thing full of fuel, maybe a wedge adjustment. You know, watching what these guys do, the athleticism within the pit crews, I can't wait to see you guys do that. I'm telling you right now, you're a tire changer, baby. We're going to have to put some pounds on you, boy, but I think you can be a jack guy.
He does a lot of work. Habitat for Humanity's built homes for single parents over the years, which is great work. Keep that up.
Cool.
Tony had a question about Arthur, your owner.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are talking about the teams and the drivers. Don't forget there's great owners here, and I got to work with the guy that is your great owner with Arthur Blank. What's he like to work with? I know he was great for our race team.
Yeah, I'll just speak from, my previous experience this past year. Mr. Blank's a great guy. He's in the locker room. He's hands-on.
So this race this year is 400 miles. Last year it was 500 miles, so it will be considerably shorter.
Not only that's playing on the field, but that has anything to do with
last year's race.
Well, he's my partner.
Yeah, it took 3 hours 57 minutes, but last year's 400-mile race took 3 hours 22 minutes. So.
And I think he just
around there.
I
wish they kept it at 500. I think that's better.
I'm thankful for that, but I also understand the impact that he wants in the community of Atlanta. He does a lot in the community. I don't think he gets enough recognition for that as well.
Yeah, he would love to see Falcon highlights in the playoffs. We love to show the NFL on Fox, but Clint does a thing here called Put It Out. It's some unusual highlights from NASCAR in and around racing. So we want you to hang with us and watch before they have to head up to the booth. Clint, you ready to go through this?
Yes, let's do it. Here we go.
Give it a shot.
Man, we got some good ones. Put It Out is back, ladies and gentlemen. Get that caution flag out. Seen a lot of Curtis Turner, 1967. Unbelievably.
Wow.
Flipping end over end, side by side, barrel rolling. I think he's still rolling, boys. Still to today. Right there, guys. It happened right there. Unbelievable. Put it out moment in the history of our sport. And then this one, 2010, Carl Edwards, Brad Keselowski that was on this flip. When I say he flipped him, I mean he flipped him, boys. Flipped him over. Look at here. Right there. You know who that guy is going, whoa, where's he at? That's me trying to figure out where Brad Keselowski's going. Unbelievable wreck, and I mean right in my lap. Put it out. And then yesterday, the Xfinity race, they told my man to park it. You know where he did? He parked it on the front stretch and said, peace out, fellas. I'm out of here.
I don't care. What's he going to do? Can't afford to pay it.
What's he gonna do? Find me? I can't afford to pay it.
What are they going to do? Find me? Can't pay it anyway. My man wanted that put it out moment. Josh Williams, appreciate
Josh Williams is a legend.
Unlike Denny Hamlin, I ain't
A
paying
literal legend.
Danny Hamlin off offered to pay. All right, well, thanks for, usually he's a little more low-key than this. Thanks for coming by. You have a great season, okay?
Of course, thank you.
Enjoy the race work.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Nice seeing you again.
I understand why you the way you are. I understand.
I understand why you are the way you are.
Being an announcer, you scream a lot. All right, have fun on the booth. It's going to be a great race.
You guys being here.
Thank you.
All right, we'll go down the grid. And Michael Waltrip is standing by with the grid walk. Michael.
Chris, it's cold, I'm telling you. Freezing. Caught up with Kevin Harvick, Piper.
Yeah, it's cold there today. It's well, when I last checked, it was like 43 degrees. I'm gonna check right now what the weather. It's supposed to not supposed to be any rain, but
Hopefully we can do as good today. How about that? It's going to be fun. You just did a burnout on the big screen. You love this place. Are you going to go Harvicking?
it's 44 degrees there right now, but feels like
We
38.
just need to go keep it rolling. That's the main goal today.
Good. When you race again, Keelan?
2 weeks in Italy.
Italy. I raced in Italy once. I drove a Ferrari there. That was a lot of fun. I tell you what, last week I think I pulled my groin running from car to car, and this is the grid walk, and I'm going to walk today. Eric Amarola taking a team picture. Hi, everybody. How you doing? Welcome to the grid. How you feel today? I got questions. There's so many Fords up here. Are they handling good, or they just got a lot of power? What's going on?
All the above. Doug Yates brought us some serious horsepower here to Atlanta, and all of our cars drive good. I saw a lot of cars out of shape.
Josh Williams said, "Peace out, boys." Now he just got fined. Yeah, well, it's not announced yet. Any penalties will not be announced until Tuesday, so we don't know yet if he's been fined, but he's getting fined. I mean, that's pretty much
Hey, Blaney. How
guaranteed.
you doing, buddy? All over town. I see your face, your car, body armor's everywhere.
Yeah, it's awesome, isn't it? We got the new sport water car with body armor, and looks great. They look even better in Victory Lane, so we'll see. I've never been on a billboard before, too, so that was kind of cool.
I thought it was pretty cool, too. I'm slower today, not talking as fast. My face is about froze up on me.
I'll tell you what, the ride around in the back of the pickup truck after intros, that was probably the coldest I've ever been in my whole life. So I'm really excited to get my race car warm up a little bit.
Right on. We'll be back to Atlanta Motor Speedway. We're all freezing our butts off. Woo.
The truck. Being
Now with 0.9% financing for 60 months, get an average $11,600 in finance savings on our most popular models.
Behold, the McCrispy, formerly known as the Crispy Chicken Sandwich. Congratulations on the promotion. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Okay, got it.
Bring my yachts here.
You got Kyle Busch and Corey LaJoie to win today.
Guaranteed fit. They say you'll need headlights and the bumper. At least you can skip the car wash. Just go to
My pick to win today is Denny Hamlin. Dom has Kyle Busch, and Jaden has Brad Keselowski. Syndic is starting in second, so that's not good.
Amazing experience. Our little motto that we always say is empowerment through horses.
Kyle Busch starting back in 17th. That's not good.
Happy to be a part of it.
I need to try it first.
What's the last thing you want at a birth?
Sandwiches! I brought sandwiches.
Spectacular.
All new Animal Control, Thursday on Fox.
Much has changed over our 75 years. But the thing that never does, the anticipation, the holding of breath until that first green flag drops and the crazy journey begins all over again. If you could travel 75 years from now, you might not recognize much at all. But one thing will never change. That feeling you get when the race begins again.
Live here in Atlanta, aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, powering every mile and every moment on NASCAR's road to victory. Goodyear, more driven.
it took was 6 simple words for the rap game. And music as we knew it changed. Just 6 words. The South got something to say. The South got something to say. The South has always had its own groove. Always found its own rhythm. Our very own noise, organized or not. As a part of the Dungeon family, we not only continue the tradition, we've made it ours. Andre 3000, Big Boy, called themselves Outcasts because that's who they were. And they always stayed true to who they were. It's because of that people started to care what we had to say. We paved our own road, from the Dungeon to the Grammys and everywhere in between. Today, these drivers are going to have to find their own road.
Green flag in Atlanta.
Their own groove to succeed. That's what they've done their whole careers. And how they got here is their own story. It's how NASCAR's always been. The biggest names in history of the sport were just outcasts of their own. The sport has changed the way music has. The drivers have changed the way rappers have. But the South is always going to stay the South, especially in Atlanta. And we are always going to have something more to say. Believe that.
The track is so fresh and so clean, the drivers might be yelling, hey, coming out of turn 4. Right now, our opening...
Hello and good afternoon, everyone. What's up, Matt? How you doing?
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise as you are able and remove your hats as the American Legion Post 516 Honor Guard from McDonough, Georgia, presents our nation's colors. Please remain standing as Executive Officer of the City of Refuge, Atlanta, Georgia. Bruce Deal offers today's invocation.
Father God, we thank you for this day, for your many blessings, and for the gift of life. We ask now that your hand of protection rest on every driver, pit crew member, team member, race official, and spectator. We ask these things in the name of your Son and our Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
And now here to perform our national anthem, please welcome Grammy-nominated 15-time platinum recording artist, Atlanta, Georgia's very own Blanco Brown.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light, we're so proudly we hailed as the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombard stinging air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the...
The fuck? What was that?
We'll hit the high note today. Thanks for being a part of NASCAR on Fox. Enjoy the race, everybody.
The fuck was that?
My advice in this one very specific case is to definitely put all your Reese's eggs in one basket. And that your basket be enormous. Oh, and that your basket have wheels so you can roll it around from place to place.
It's country night and 2 colorful new characters hit the stage. The Axolotl on an all-new Masked Singer, Wednesday on Fox.
It would appear that the butler did it.
This isn't a whodunit film. It's a Nissan sales event. Now that's a killer deal. Good thing this Rogue has a VC turbo engine, unlike RAV4.
Get a low $299 per month lease on Rogue.
Catch these offers while you can.
Go anywhere, do anything in the wildly capable, electrified Jeep Grand Cherokee and Jeep Wrangler 4xE.
Now during the Jeep Celebration event, well-qualified lessees can lease the 2023 Jeep Wrangler 4xE for $359 a month. Visit Jeep.com for details.
RV shoppers find show pricing extended through the end of March at Myers RV of Syracuse. Shop travel trailers, toy haulers, fifth wheels, motorhomes, and more from some of the industry's top brands like Forest River, Grand Design, and Keystone. See the brand new Keystone Springdale 22-foot bunkhouse travel trailer for just $15,797, and the brand new Thor Chateau 24-foot Class C motorhome for just $89,995. Myers RV of Syracuse is conveniently located at 8575 Georgian Road in Cicero. Online at myersrvs.com. We won't be undersold.
Okay, so John Hunter Nemechek is on standby for Tyler Reddick, who is feeling under the weather. Reddick still intends to start today's race as of now. That was 30 minutes ago. So, yeah, they might do like a... I doubt they will. I'm assuming Tyler Reddick's going to race the entire race, but there could be a driver change at some point.
And great deals. Burritt Motors, your Oswego superstore.
You're watching Fox 68 WSYT 68.1, your local broadcast entertainment station.
The racing, the big one, the camping. It's all just bigger in Talladega. And with a doubleheader on Saturday and a cup race on Sunday, it's just gonna keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
But one thing for sure, it's always thrilling.
NASCAR's biggest and baddest track is back. Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com.
NASCAR on Fox welcomes you to the Ambetter Health 400 at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Yesterday, oh, what a show. It was a doubleheader. And in the Craftsman Truck Series, this pile-up led to one of the closest finishes ever in the series. Christian Eckes from Middletown, New York, getting his second win. Well, same song, second verse in the Xfinity Series. Austin Hill going to victory lane by a margin of less than a tenth of a second after all that. And last night in the 12 hours of Sebring, on the final lap after 12 hours, the three leaders all took each other out. What in the world? So, welcome to Atlanta. Mike Joy, Hall of Famer Tony Stewart, and NASCAR star Clint Boyer on a track that's been reconfigured as a super speedway.
Look for you on TV at COTA? Well, I don't know what you look like, so...
Now, that sort of thing, but here there is a sense of urgency because this track is not 2.5 or 2.66 miles around. It's only 1.5 miles. You got a mile each lap less to work with.
Urgency. Okay, where am I going, Mike? You just said it. It's shorter, 1.5 mile racetrack, tight, confined. It's very narrow, 10 feet narrower than it used to be. So that sense of urgency becomes desperation towards the end. That's when somebody may try to go a 3-wide scenario, and then you see a lot of carnage at the end of the race, just like you saw in the truck race and the Xfinity race.
Well, before you get there, you got to have handling. You've got to figure out what line's moving the best, be there at the right time to get yourself to the front. But you got to watch pit road here. This is going to be very sketchy today. It is literally half the length of this racetrack, so mistakes can be very, very costly today. You might have to give a little bit up in time, but it's risk versus reward.
All right, coming to these stage ends, if you're not up in the top 10, if you're not in line for stage points, where do you want to be?
Protecting yourself.
I want to be out. Find me a hole. Get me out of this thing. You don't want to be 15th to 20th because if something happens again, tight confines of this racetrack, you're going to be in it for sure.
What a racetrack. Taking this 1.5 mile oval, now a quad oval, and turning it into a super speedway. The speeds are up, and so are the risks the drivers will take, as we saw in 2 races here yesterday. Drivers are at the ready on a chilly spring Atlanta Sunday. Let's go trackside.
And now for the most famous words in motorsports, please welcome from Prime Video's On a Wing and a Prayer, streaming everywhere April 7th, actor Jesse Metcalf and your Georgia Bulldogs.
Drivers, start your engines.
What's up, Noah? How you doing?
Last year here, the spring 500-miler won by William Byron and a July 400-mile race, both with action aplenty.
So let me check the stage lengths for today. We're gonna go green here in about 10 minutes.
I remember this week, Joy, telling people that Geico's been offering savings for over 85 years. That's longer than the Buffalo Wing's been around.
Dozen wings.
And did you know that Geico offers more?
Oh, the first stage is 60 laps, and then 100 laps, and then the final 100 laps.
So my lips are actually burning.
Geico, over 85 years of savings and service. See how much you could save at geico.com.
It's too hot. Oh, this is too hot, mate.
My advice in this one very specific case is to definitely put all your Reese's eggs in one basket. And that your basket be enormous. Oh, and that your basket have wheels, so you can roll it around from place to place.
Ram owners have heart for being fearless, determined, and
Sergio Perez won the F1 race today. I did not watch that one. I was going to if it had started any earlier.
Now with 0.9% financing for 60 months, get an average $11,600 in finance savings on our most popular models.
My advice in this one very specific case is to definitely put all your Reese's eggs in one basket. And that your basket be enormous. Oh, and that your basket have wheels, so you can roll it around from place to place.
Ready for Kyle Busch win again? Hell yeah.
5 years. But the thing that never does, the anticipation, the holding of breath until that first green flag drops and the crazy journey begins all over again. If you could travel 75 years from now, you might not recognize much at all. But one thing will never change. That feeling you get when the race begins again.
The USA takes on the world's best at the World Baseball Classic. Cuba, the United States, tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern on FS1.
There's a lot of history down here. Between the trees. Back in the days of skill and space. That don't matter much now.
Here comes a pass for the lead.
It's a mile and a half of pure mayhem.
Just barely hanging on, and this might be the big one.
Here they come.
Side by side down the front stretch.
Sharp banks into sudden turns. Bump drafted on a 3-wide straightaway. Clear guts and gridlock at super speed. This might not be the track you remember, but you damn sure won't forget.
That's Atlanta, the site of today's 400-miler on a very chilly early spring day. Ford's had the first 8 spots in qualifying, and Regan caught up with the pole sitter before he climbed aboard his.
Joey Logano preparing to lead the field to green today here in Atlanta. What do you have to do to make sure the 22 car has the same clear view that it has at the beginning of the race at the end?
I'm unsure. I think that's probably how the whole field feels like right now. The cooler temperatures is breezy out. Obviously, we've changed a lot of things to our race cars since the last time we were here. And so it's a bit of an unknown. Even what you need for choose rule, what we're going to need for strategy, and what this Auto Trader Mustang's going to drive like in the pack. Nobody knows. So we just got to be ready to evolve and change as we keep going.
Good luck, Joey. Thanks. Mike?
Remember, no practice, just the laps of qualifying yesterday to prepare for today's race. Let's take a look at today's starting grid, sponsored by Better.
You think tempers are going to flare today? Yeah, I do too.
Season, and his Penske Racing teammate Austin Cindric, the Daytona 500 winner a year ago. The third Penske driver, Ryan Blaney, inside of row number 2, trying to end a long winless streak, and Brad Keselowski with a great qualifying run. Eric Almirola finished 8th here last July, and Kevin Harvick, who is the point leader. Row number 4, Chris Buescher, best finish of 23, 4th in the Daytona 500, and Chase Briscoe coming off his best finish of the season, 7th at Phoenix. Here's row 5, and the first non-Fords are Kyle Larson Chevrolet and Christopher Bell's Toyota. Here's Brad Keselowski's season, and look at this turnaround compared to last year over the first 4 races. Half again as many laps in the top 5 and triple as many laps in a top 10 position as 1 year ago, Clint.
Well, let's just go to the source, boys. Brad Keselowski, Spory and the boys up in the Fox Sports booth. You got us?
Claims it off.
They step on him and try it one more time. Brad Keselowski, Spory and the boys up in the booth. You got us?
Yes, sir. What's going on?
Man, you are. This racetrack, not so hot Atlanta, but 8 very fast Fords, 8 out of the top 10 in this qualifying session. Year 4.
Yeah, the top 8 are all Fords.
Here. Is it a dancing partner game like we see at Daytona Talladega, or is it every man for himself?
I think you got to do whatever you can, Clint, to stay up front the whole race, but know that you're probably going to get cycled at some point with a fuel strategy, and try to avoid a green flag pit stop at all costs. You know, there's so much time. So the best thing you do, the safest place to be is up front, but easier said than done.
All right, well, you told us all in the pre-race. It's your day, man. I think you're poised for it. Cars have been good. Good luck out there.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
Well, today's race comes with another chance to win $10,000 at Clint's cash.
There ain't even 8 Toyotas in the field, yeah.
Bet Super 6. Just download the free Super 6 app on your phone and enter your 6 predictions for today's race. Download Fox Bet Super 6. Start playing for free. Well, let's get some chilly last-minute updates from Pit Road and our crew chief. Let's begin with Jamie Little.
Well, Mike, for the first time in history, Penske Racing qualified 1, 2, and 3. Austin Cindric in the 2, his best qualifying effort since October of last year. Remember, this team is very good on these drafting style of racetracks. He won the Daytona 500 last year.
Toyota's going to suck this year.
He got in his car and he said, hey, this car is obviously very fast. If we can get it driving well, we are going to be dangerous. Keep your eye on the 2. Regan Smith?
Well, Jamie Little, it's been an interesting week for Hendrick Motorsports. Of course, all 4 crew chiefs on their teams have been suspended, but perhaps the most easy transition of all of them was that of the 48 car and Alex Bowman. What they had to do was call in Blake Harris's place Greg Ives, the team's former crew chief, who has been with Alex for a number of years leading up to this. An easy transition for these guys. Greg told me his job today is to simply keep things that are in place normal for Greg and for Alex in the race car. It'll be a simple day. Otherwise, for him, the one transition is he's actually sitting on the opposite side of the pit box of what he normally would. A little bit of a different view for him, Larry Mack.
Yeah, Regan, pit road can be a difference maker every single week. It may be a strategy call like we saw at Phoenix. It may be a fast pit stop, but it might be a mistake. In the first 4 races this year, we've had 26 pit road speeding penalties. Kyle Busch alone has had 3. This is now the longest pit road on the schedule at 45 miles per hour. I think the speeding police will be in full force, and to follow up on Brad Keselowski, you make a green flag pit stop, even if you're the leader, you'll be 2 laps down.
Thanks, Larry. Yes, with the reconfiguration, NASCAR decided this year to put the commit line and the entrance in a different place. Instead of turn 4 just before the entrance to pit road, where you could drop down off the banking and in with the high speeds now, you must commit and go to the apron at turn 3, adding 2,300 feet to the length of pit road. So green flag pit stop is going to take you 2 laps here.
Don't make mistakes there.
It's the only thing you can't afford to do. You get caught speeding 2 laps down, your day is all but over.
Let's talk to one more driver before we get rolling here. Tony?
We saw Christopher Bell yesterday in qualifying. He had a very eventful day, so let's bring him up here and see how he's feeling today. Spins out, turn 3 coming to the green. Didn't even get to the green flag there. Spins out. Look how rough. Look at his head in the car.
45 mile per hour pit road speed is crazy for how long it is. Yeah.
Let's give him a ring.
I don't like this pit road change. I don't think it's going to make anything safer.
That's the booth. You got me?
He's on channel 2.
Hit the wrong one there, Tony.
Christopher Bell, Tony Stewart, the guys in the booth. You got us, bud?
I got you.
Hey, buddy, wild ride yesterday. Very eventful qualifying session. Looked like you were getting beat to death in the race car with the shocks. What about today? How do you rebound from this, and what's the outlook for the race?
Yeah, I'm actually feeling pretty positive about it. Yesterday, obviously it was bouncing really bad, but I don't think that has any bearing on what I'm going to have today during the race. So the Golf Camry showed speed, and that leaves me optimistic for today as long as we can get it driving good, which I know Adam and the boys are putting a tune on it already.
All right, buddy. Well, take care of that thing. Work your way up there slow and patient, man. We'll see you at the end.
Yes, sir. Hope to make this 20 car proud for you.
Well, it is a chilly day here in Atlanta. Don't let that bright sunshine fool you. It's only 44 degrees here. And that steady breeze out of the northwest, that's a bone-chilling breeze. Here's Joey Logano and team.
All right, guys. 400 miles. A lot of crazy things going to happen here. We try to maintain track position, maximize our day, get our points where we can. Race for what the end. You got it, man. Hurry. Good luck.
A lot of nerves going into a race like this. It's just different. Daytona, Talladega is always different than any other one, but this one in particular, you talk to these drivers, there's not a lot of room out there on a 1.5-mile racetrack. We've talked about it and grinded it into you. I'm telling you, even from the view, Tony, when you get up here in the booth and look down, she's pretty narrow out there.
Well, when they reconfigured this racetrack and added banking to it, the only way to do it was to take the apron and move it out to get the banking. You didn't pick up the outside of the racetrack. You just moved the inside further out, which made an error.
All right, here we go. And green flag is in the air. We are racing from Atlanta.
No crossover worked already. We've seen that a lot of times. Logano and his teammate Austin Cindric let him up. I think you're going to see them maybe migrate out. I think the line is very interesting on this race.
I think win stage 1, Brad Keselowski.
Oh, Blaney moves up in front of Keselowski to stop the advance of the outside lane.
It also puts those 3 teammates right in a row.
Penske 1, 2, 3.
As we see with the leaders there, as soon as he made that move, his teammates in front of him made the same move to keep those 3 tied together.
It's risky. We talked about it. Qualifying. 2 guys literally spun out in qualifying. The last time these guys were in these cars, they wore a handful of qualifying trim.
Right, BJ McLeod and Christopher Bell both spun on their qualifying attempt before taking green. Fords 1 through 8, Larson, Chevy in 9th, Hamlin the first Toyota in 12th.
What's up, Andy? YouTube has a stream of the race. I don't know how. It'll probably get taken down pretty soon.
8 out of the top 10 right there. 2 Chevrolets, a Ford, Chevy. You got to look clear back to Hamlin at 12.
But mine won't.
I think he's going to figure it out, though. He had a lot of optimism in that pre-race with us out there in the front stretch.
Driver's eye camera on Denny Hamlin. 137 beats per minute. His baseline heart rate, 53.
He told us in the pre-race show he thought that was going to be a lower number than that. I don't think he realizes how much they get amped up. This is definitely unique. This is one of those places that you have to be on your toes. There's no time to relax. There's no time to catch your breath. You've got to be on your toes all day.
Whether you're a long-distance runner, a trainer, working out in a gym, you know your heart rate and what the difference maker that makes. Do you imagine having 140 to 160 heart rate for 3-4 hours here? That's a game changer. You don't realize it, though. Like you said, Tony, when you're in that car and you're grinding and working and moving and using your mind, you don't focus or think about the fact that your heart rate is just about as fast as that old car is going on the racetrack.
5 laps, and almost everybody had migrated up to the top side of the racetrack. That's Harvick on the bottom.
That's right. That's his favorite place here at Atlanta. He's been very successful here in the old configuration. He can run the bottom better than anybody.
Well, and the other thing is, much like we see at Daytona, Talladega, when they get stretched out and they're all in one lane, there starts to be, slack in the chain, holes in the links. And if you can fill one of those, get you a run and fill that hole, that's the key. But the problem is, if you don't get up, you're in trouble, just like we're seeing with Kevin. He's going to need some help.
Micah McDowell coming in the low. He was leading the low lane. Chastain on the left, Hamlin on the right from the driver's eye, and Harvick back it up.
Finally get some help there, Kevin. Backed up to probably 10th place, getting a run. Got that bumper of McDowell pushing him, and now she takes back off.
And I think part of that is these guys, like you mentioned, have not had practice. So how are you going to learn what you can and can't do? You just got to experiment, and this is a good time to do it early in the race.
So we asked NASCAR about no practice at Daytona, Talladega, and here at Atlanta, the 3 super speedways, and they said it was at the request of the team owners. So, team owner, tell us about it.
Yeah, it's just literally the cost to operate these race teams is so high. Being able to take that practice day out saves the teams a lot of money. And it's more than just the race cars. It's hotels, it's rental cars. All those things add up during the season. So these guys know what to do. They know when they go to Talladega and Daytona what they've got to do in the car.
Sorry, buddy, I'm a race fan. Don't care about what it costs. I want to be entertained. And here's where I'm going to save part of this equation. Show me where extra practice time puts on a better product. In my opinion, it doesn't. Don't want to talk about cost, none of my business. But the simple facts are practice don't make a difference.
Well, it actually got to where we didn't run in big packs in practice anymore. We picked our teammates, we went out with our teammates, and that was it.
Link.
Practice wasn't a good show. It wasn't a good product for the fans.
Kyle Busch back in 18th position, right about.
Oh, trouble, Bubba! Bubba Wallace is in the wall.
It ain't too early for this. 10 laps in.
Happened midway down the back straightaway. First caution of the day.
Oh, he's stuck too.
I see it. Right side tires, man.
Get your commitment line back here. Yeah, in front of the splitter. Simple. I'll get you a push.
All the Southerners are happy. Y'all gonna let that black guy run the race? You kidding me? I'm a redneck. Down here, it's in the South. Down here in Alabama, we ain't like them kind. So see Bubba Wallace wreck puts a smile on my face, you know. Yeehaw.
Only for the speed, but if your car's loose, you move up, you're not tugging on the wheel quite as hard.
Pierce's DoorDash onboard cam.
You hear him pedaling it. That maybe come out from underneath of him. You heard him starting to pedal in with the throttle. The rest is history. Turned him right around. Now you're going to hear a lot of frustration if they open that radio.
Watching his hands right here on the steering wheel. Oh, big correction to the right.
Did you see him reach down and kick it out of gear? That was a good move. Has his foot on the clutch, trying to save the car, save the engine. Unfortunately, ended up on the wall.
That's it?
Yeah. Progressive's Home Quote Explorer makes it easy to compare home insurance options.
Man, I told my wife I'd be here for hours. What do we do now?
We live.
Save time and money with Progressive's Home Quote Explorer. What you do afterwards is up to you.
Oh, I was actually just thinking I would take a nap. Pretty tired.
Okay.
This year at Ashley's anniversary sale, we were able to secure a more affordable price on the same great quality as before, and we're passing those savings on to you, and bonus savings on outdoor furniture. Plus, we're offering 5-year special financing only at Ashley.
I need to try it first.
Yeah. In my experience, if you work the land, you gotta be a jack of all trades. You gotta have a little bit of optimism, a little bit of idealism, and a whole lot of get-go.
All right, everybody, it's 2 of any of these for just $6.
Can you get a Dave single with a 10-piece nug?
Yep.
How about 2 Dave singles for $6? And that's class.
Sit down, Toby.
Sorry.
Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's 2 for $6.
We got the house!
Pods handles the driving. Pack at your pace, store your things until you're ready, then we deliver to your new home, across town or across the country. Pods, your personal moving and storage team.
Nascar on Fox is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Save when you bundle auto, home, or motorcycle insurance. And by Ford. Built for America. Working the first caution of the day for Bubba Wallace's spin. As you watch our aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, powering the race from green flag to checkered flag and every mile in between. Goodyear, more driven. Nobody headed for pit road where Bubba Wallace sits. Yeah, a few in the back. Looks like about 8 cars in the back will come in. Now, the damaged vehicle policy, which is normally 7 minutes for teams to make repairs and get their car back up to minimum speed after a crash, teams were told in the drivers' meeting that here at Atlanta, they will have 8 minutes rather than 7 due to the added length of pit road and the time it takes for a car to get back to the pits.
That just tells you how much they've added to pit road. They've added a whole minute to the damaged vehicle policy. A lot of those guys you saw pitting, some of them were probably on a pit sequence, but I'm going to tell you, a lot of them were doing exactly what Bubba's car was doing. Not happy with their car and want some adjustments.
Ryan Preece, Ricky Stenhouse, Martin Truex, Corey LaJoie, and others will pit under this caution flag. Big story of the week, Hendrick Motorsports. Penalties last week at Phoenix. Before anyone was on track, the hood louvers that exit air. There were the point standings after Phoenix, after the penalties. All 3 of those full-time Hendrick drivers, Chase Elliott sidelined with injury, dropped, and the crew chiefs were suspended for 4 races for modifying the louvers, which are a single source part not to be modified by the teams. Biggest combined fine to any one organization in NASCAR history. Jeff Gordon spoke on the pre-race about it, and here are the substitute crew chiefs for this week, some with much experience: Kevin Mendering, Tom Gray, Brian Campy, and Greg Ives, who Regan pointed out was last year the crew chief for Alex Bowman, now back up on the box.
I think this one's going to be an interesting week. Honestly, I think we ought to just cover this hearing live. I want to see it live on Fox, and I'm going to tell you, I think that there's a chance they get a reduction here. The last time we had one of those penalties, $100,000 and 100 points, was right here at Atlanta, and it was Brad Keselowski and RFK Racing on the 6th. And that was after the race, by the way. You take this back to last week, they didn't even compete. They caught this thing before practice. They showed it to them. They took them after practice, long before they ever competed in qualifying in the race. It'll be interesting.
There's been quite a dialogue back and forth between NASCAR and the teams about some of these single source parts and the quality and the fit and whether new parts are in the pipeline. So notice that all of the Penske teams chose the same lane for this restart. Outside. And to Tony's request, so that this looks like a lineup card that we're used to seeing, we'll do it differently next week.
Well, that's the battle between a driver's perspective and a cameraman's perspective. He sees it one way and we see it the other.
Well played. Well played.
All right, we listened in.
Slowed in on exit behind Port. Is it progressively getting any worse or kind of just been that way the whole time? Yeah, it's that the whole time. Was actually kind of getting better. If tire grip gets better, it might be okay. But cold tire there, it was not gripped enough to hold the aero effect.
You see Andy Petrie and everybody on that box, the crew chiefs, the engineers, sponsors behind them. But Andy Petrie, I circled it right there, shows just how cold it is here. Very cold.
All right.
Looks like they're going hunting. They're
back green.
All right, ready for the restart. Green flag, penalty to Ryan Priest. He starts out back. His team was over the wall too soon, and Bubba Wallace entered the pits when they were closed.
New sheriff in town. Who's that 5 car? Where'd he come from, Tony? Got a Chevrolet up there amongst these Fords.
Well, because a lot of the Fords took the outside lane for the restart, that gave Larson an opportunity.
That's exactly right, and why we like it.
We're going to add the choose at COTA next week. The choose rule is going to be in effect in road courses, too.
Choose rule implemented in the super speedways this year and the road courses. Played a role in the Daytona 500 finish. I really do believe that. It was a decision made.
I feel like the choose rule being a thing at COTA is only going to make the caution laps or the caution periods longer, because they'll have to wait for an actual like beginning of a lap to do it. Like at the long road courses, they can just kind of like go double wide in like the middle of the lap. But
the guys that want to take a chance, you get a couple spots on a restart and then you get a caution. Now you're in a way better position.
Well, look at the difference it made with Kyle Larson, obviously, and then look down on the bottom. Here comes Denny Hamlin, that Toyota we were talking about back there in 12. That Toyota's slowly but surely marching methodically to the front.
Hamlin, the only Toyota in the top 15. Tyler Reddick is 17th. Reddick not feeling well this morning, excused from the drivers' meeting. John Hunter Nemechek standing by in case Reddick needs relief today. Christopher Bell, plus 11.
Ooh, all clear, half back. That's how an accordion's on a super speedway drafting style track. You heard a big time lift out of them. Start stacking up ahead of you. That spotter that you heard in your ear, he's the one that has to show. You can't see, Tony, 4 cars in front of you, but he can.
Yeah, you can't even see one car. You see the car in front of you, you don't see the car in front of that one. So it is hard. You have to have that trust and faith in those spotters.
That line stalls in front of Corey LaJoy, the Celsius onboard cam. And here's Ty Gibbs, who got into the wall in qualifying, had to start out back, as did Christopher Bell. Bell qualified 10th. But they had to replace the strakes under the car when he spun off track down to the apron on his round 2 qualifying attempt, so he also had to start out back. That's why Bell is our biggest mover so far.
So there's no doubt. There's no doubt that outside line is the preferred line. But we talked about the tight constraints of this racetrack. Tony, how do I get to the front if I'm in the back? You're going to have to move down and make some hay on that bottom lane.
Well, first you've got to have a good driving race car. If your car is balanced, it gives you the flexibility to move that bottom line. There's a bunch of these guys right now early in the race that haven't pitted yet because of such a short amount of time in the green that their cars probably don't drive really great right now. So the guys that have good handling cars have the ability to move around and take those chances.
Yeah, Dom's watching the end of the Mets game, and then he'll be here.
Let's go to Jamie Little on our leader.
Well, Mike, the big question coming in was, okay, these Fords and Penske in particular qualified great, but how will they race? Well, I talked to Joey Logano's crew chief, Paul Wolf, about that subject, and he said, hey, we all have different noses. Every manufacturer went down a different way. This year, he said, the nose that we have in the car allows us to lower it for qualifying, be fast there, raise the nose, and have good adjustments and a better reaction from the race car. Because of that, they thought this car was going to drive really well. And so far, no issues, nothing on the radio from Joey.
He's about to have his first challenge for the lead. Hamlin up the inside, 3 wide behind them for fourth rather.
This Kyle Larson is not
wanting to follow the leader and follow in line. He's got to make some moves. Obviously 3 wide because of one of those moves. It shows you there's grip in these cars. Pretty comfortable running 3 wide so far.
Makes me nervous this early in the race, though.
You need like 4 inches of the car beside you and the other car on the other side of you at 180 miles an hour. Is that what you're talking about?
Exactly.
Wow.
They won't run 3 wide if their cars don't feel good. So that's a sign how good these guys' cars are driving early in the race.
184 miles an hour that last lap, 3 wide for third here in Atlanta. Joey Logano has led every one of 24 laps under green so far.
Enjoy an ice-cold Coke Zero Sugar as you cheer on your favorite Coca-Cola Racing family member. You're watching NASCAR on Fox.
As a mom, I want to have peace of mind while she's at college. I like to know where she is and that she's safe.
We got a flat tire. We pull over, it's super dark. We're able to reach out to our family members, let them know that we were safe.
I have been in many situations on the road where Verizon was the only reason I got from point A to point B.
That's why we built the most reliable 5G network in America.
And #1 in JD Power Awards for network quality 30 times in a row. Does your phone run on Verizon?
Looks like you got a corner office. Lucky.
Being part of something greater.
COVID-19 and being overweight makes it more risky. I'm calling my doctor. If it's COVID, Paxlovid.
Authorized for emergency use, Paxlovid is an oral treatment for people 12 and up who have mild to moderate COVID-19 and have a high risk factor for it becoming severe.
My symptoms are mild now, but I'm not waiting. If it's COVID, Paxlovid.
Having even one risk factor, like being over 50, diabetes, or smoking, increases your chances of severe COVID. Taken within 5 days of symptoms, Paxlovid reduced the risk of developing severe COVID-19 by 86%.
Paxlovid may strengthen or weaken other medicines. Taking it with certain medicines may cause life-threatening side effects or affect how Paxlovid works. So it's critical to tell your doctor about all medicines you take, including herbal supplements, because lab tests or changing the dose of your medicines may be needed. Tell your doctor if you have any serious illnesses, allergies, liver or kidney disease, are pregnant or plan to become pregnant, are breastfeeding or use birth control. Paxlovid may affect how your birth control works. Don't take Paxlovid if you're allergic to nirmatrelvir, ritonavir, or any of its ingredients. Serious side effects can include allergic reactions, liver problems, and issues with HIV medicines. Other side effects include altered taste, diarrhea, high blood pressure, muscle aches, abdominal pain, nausea, and feeling unwell.
With my asthma, I knew it could be riskier. If it's COVID, Paxlovid.
Ask your doctor or pharmacist if Paxlovid is right for you.
NASCAR on Fox is sponsored by the Credit One Bank NASCAR American Express Card. And by Verizon Frontline, built for 5G, built to make a real difference on the front lines. 29 laps complete. Joey Logano has led them all. Still right in front of outside pole sitter Austin Cindric and Ryan Blaney, his Penske teammates. Here's the Coca-Cola Racing family of drivers, led by, of course, Logano. With Hamlin in 6th, still fighting on the inside. Austin Dillon 14th. Daniel Suarez 23rd. Bubba Wallace, the only car laps down, spun and hit the wall on lap 10. Booty Barker's crewmate repairs. He's back out there, but 2 laps down. All other 35 cars on the lead lap here.
Guys, I'm watching, the pack, where we're running. Really no surprises at the front of the field with the Fords. After the Ford dominance of qualifying with the 3 Penske cars leading the field, Keselowski was fast. We talked about him, Hamlin. Chastain, Bell, some of these guys that when I watched these races back from a year ago, even the super speedways, even Daytona, the 500, Chastain and that Trackhouse bunch, some of these guys towards the back of the pack, they're in trouble. They're needing a pit stop to get some adjustments, I'm thinking.
Christopher Bell grabs another spot. Regan?
Well, Mike Tyler Reddick, as you mentioned earlier in the race, not feeling very good right now, and a little bit of struggle inside that race car with the handling. Been complaining about a very tight race car, especially up top, as you see him sliding back in the pack some right now. And John Hunter Nemechek, who is the driver on standby for him, he is standing on top of the pit box. He is fully suited up and ready to go if need be, but the team told me they will not ask Tyler about it at all today. It's up to him completely.
Look at that heart rate. Only 110 beats per minute at 188 miles an hour.
Well, you don't feel good.
Oh, okay.
And it's pretty calm right now. This is the calm before the storm, but this is the calm that I expected, quite frankly. All these Cup drivers, these are the best of the best that NASCAR has to offer in the Cup Series. They just watched yesterday's racing. Truck Series, still learning, a lot of rookies out there. Xfinity, the same thing. There was some melees out there, yard sales. They were wrecking left and right all over the place. These guys see that, need to clean this thing up, get these things to the end of the race. They want to be a part of that win, not the part of the crash at the beginning.
Now, of the drivers that made pit stops at the lap 10 caution, 2 have made substantial gains. Ty Gibbs up to 18th, and Martin Truex up to 13th in his Toyota. Now right on the bumper of Christopher Bell for the 2 leading Toyotas in this race. Chevy's 8, 9, 10. Hamlin, in 5th. Otherwise, Ford's 6 out of the top 7.
I'm watching Truex Jr. there, and I think he's taking advantage. He was one of the guys we saw him put 4 tires on and get that adjustment that he was looking for. One of the only cars, in that tail end of the pack that took some adjustments and took advantage of that.
The proposed trade sends right-handed pitcher DH Shohei Ohtani to Mets for third base prospect Brett Beatty, shortstop prospect. Oh, that's proposed. That's not going to actually happen.
Qualifying has worked his way up to 11th already. Look at his head here today versus yesterday. His head was bouncing around like a ping pong ball. They definitely made the right adjustments today. He's definitely comfortable. I've been watching him. He picks that low line when he gets a run and finds that hole and gets himself up there again.
Well, Tony, you're spot on, but one of the other guys, and you're not going to want to hear this, your car, 14, Chase Briscoe, he's definitely off the pace.
Yeah, that trade rumor, I don't think has any validity to it, unless if it does, but...
Lost 19 spots just in the last few laps.
Regan?
Well, Mike, you guys mentioned that 14 car right now, and he has got a lot going on. The front is tight, the rear is sliding, and he said he thinks it's all aero. Not really sure how they're going to fix that for that race car today right now, but he is struggling out there. Sorry about that, Tony.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Regan. Thank you. I appreciate everyone's concerns and well wishes.
38 laps complete. The Penske Fords, 1, 2, 3. Logano, Cindric, Blaney.
Pain in the ass. Try T-Mobile, it sets up so fast.
It's like Wi-Fi that runs on 5G. Home internet from T-Mobile. Wait till you see.
Tell me more, tell me more. One cord's all that you need. Tell me more, tell me more.
Don't you worry about speed.
Think Mom's mad about her favorite shoes? Nope, because Bank of America lets her switch her choice cashback category to online shopping, so she earns more on a replacement pair.
With the Bank of America customized cash rewards card, you just can't stop getting rewarded.
Ray Magliozzi here. When you need parts, eBay Motors ensures a guaranteed fit. Hey, Dave.
Yep. Wait.
How are those new wipers?
They're small.
Just go to eBay Motors where the check.
Did you see Altuve broke his hand and now had surgery on it? Is out 8 to 10 weeks. Do they replace him? They don't trade him, I don't think.
Drink and shelter.
He'll be back in 10 weeks.
I'm Sarah McLaughlin. For just $1 a day, you can help helpless animals find shelter.
Wrong shelter, Sarah. Also, that's a wolf. Head for the mountains.
With Dexcom G7, managing your diabetes just got easier. So, what's your glucose number right now? Good thing you don't need a finger stick. How's all that food affect your glucose? Oh, the answer's on your phone. What if you're hitting low at night? Wow, it can alert you? And you can even track your goals. Manage your diabetes with confidence with Dexcom G7. Learn more at Dexcom.com. We got the house!
Pods handles the driving. Pack at your pace, store your things until you're ready, then we deliver to your new home, across town or across the country. Pods, your personal moving and storage team.
At Papa John's, we start with better. Like marinated oven roasted chicken tossed in our new hot lemon pepper sauce kind of better. And now you can find them on the Papa Parents menu. Get 2 or more Papa Parents favorites for just $6.99 each, only from Papa John's.
Damn, this Mets game's taking forever.
The peanut butter box is here.
Ralph, that's the Chewy Pharmacy box with our flea and tick meds. It's not peanut butter.
The peanut butter box is here.
I'm out.
Pet prescriptions delivered to your door. Chewy.
Okay. Welcome back to the And Better Health 400 on Fox. Joey Logano has led every lap today, 44 of them. That is more laps than he has led in every race so far in this season. Austin Cindric, Ryan Blaney right with him, and Keselowski. Hamlin, the first Toyota, in 5th. And Kyle Busch up into the top 10. He's the first Chevy in 7th. It was Kyle Larson, but no more. Kyle made this move, and look at the result.
Well, he made the move. Okay, didn't work. Get me up, spotter. I need to get up. I need to get in that line. Having trouble. No holes there. Here comes Busher by. Bush by. Trying to side draft Tony. Maybe a little bit of hole here. Nope. Look how long it takes. If you make that move and it doesn't work, you don't fill that gap and get in that slot, you're in big trouble. Freight train comes by you. Give me a hole, spotter. Where's the hole? Now watch this. Look at that stack up on the outside. There's the hole. Fixed it. But the stack up. Take me back to the stack.
I don't think there's a trade in the work. They're not gonna. They're just gonna have to miss out on that production for, 8 to 10 weeks.
These guys are earning their keep as a spotter today.
So Larson is now back up to 9th, but he's still on the bottom now. He's going back.
Altuve is too good of a player to trade.
Did you see the 10 card? I'm sorry. That was big. Yes, man. Take your breath away. I want to see his heart rate monitor. Eric Almirola, the Stuart Haas cars in general. All of these cars. You heard us talk about Chase Briscoe already, but his teammate, Almirola's off the pace. The 4 cars off the pace. Their package they come up with that they thought was going to be the heat. It was yesterday with the speed, but so far, 48 laps in, they have a handful.
And a lot of this back and forth is due to drafting. Let's take a closer look with Larry Mack and the Toyota Cutaway car.
Even though we're at a 1.5-mile racetrack today at Atlanta Motor Speedway, the speeds these cars are running, you'll be able to see them work together in a draft. So to explain the draft, let's go to our Toyota Cutaway car and our Toyota Tech Center. This is what a car out front looks like as far as the airflow, making front downforce and rear downforce. It's poking a pretty big hole in the air, so that trail car that's starting to approach it, it's starting to feel the effect of the air.
Because even then, with the trade, it's like you probably would only trade for prospects. So no guarantee that you get that production.
They're almost working as one unit. The more cars you can get lined up in a draft, the faster they're going to go. And Mike, one thing about that lead car, the reason it's poking such a big hole in the air, is that big old 7-inch tall rear spoiler.
Thanks, Larry Mack. The top 5 drivers in this race have 20 wins on NASCAR's drafting tracks. And there is the spoiler cam. The Monster Energy cam on board.
No gaps up front, the ratchet, no gaps out back, the slide back in.
10 laps to go in stage 1. They have enough fuel to go the distance, and we'll take one Fox side-by-side break right here.
When you drive a Ram, you drive
characters in our video game.
Video game?
Yeah, it's what we do with Xfinity 10G. It's like, you know, the best network imaginable.
What the heck is that?
Those are the bad guys.
Are they friendly?
The 10G network, only from Xfinity. One giant leap for mankind.
All right, everybody, it's 2 of any of these for just $6.
Can you get a Dave single with a 10-piece nug?
Yep.
How about 2 Dave singles for $6? And that's class.
Sit down, Toby.
Sorry.
Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's 2 for $6.
Ashley's anniversary mattress sale is going on now. Celebrate decades of restful nights with 0% interest for 5 years. Bring home a Tempur-Pedic or Stearns & Foster mattress starting at $34 per month. Or a Purple hybrid mattress from $35 per month. Only at Ashley.
Oh, okay. Yes, it does.
We switched to Liberty Mutual and saved $652. They customize your car insurance, so you only pay for what you need. With the money we saved, we thought we'd try electric unicycles. Careful, babe. Saving was definitely easier.
Hey, babe, I think I got it. It's actually easy.
Okay, show off. Oh. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Gillette presents the Gillette Labs Exfoliating Bar. The bar and the handle removes unseen dirt and debris that gets in the way of the blades for effortless shaving in one efficient stroke. All with a lifetime warranty. And if you want to keep the beard, use King C Gillette, a lineup of products designed to cleanse, soften, trim, and style for your best beard. Gillette, the best a man can get.
Bro, go back to the fucking race. 5 to go on the stage. Stop being so greedy.
This track packs it in. Get your tickets now at richmondraceway.com.
You can come up with really.
Welcome back to Atlanta. This is our new Fox Race Tracker up at the top, and I'd like to hear what the keyboard warriors think. This shows you the progress of the race in bar graph form as it goes along. It's going to morph over underneath the Fox box so you can tell at a glance where we are and how the race has progressed with just the one caution flag so far. Kind of get used to it, and let me know what you think on it. You know where to find me on social media.
Well, I think it's good because, look, it just shows you so much. You know, as we cover, you know how many laps to go to the stage, you know where the stages are. More importantly, strategy-wise, you know where those cautions came out. That's what I like about that bar and the way I use the tool.
Brad Keselowski holding 4th behind the team he used to drive for. Here are the points coming in. Kevin Harvick, the overall point leader. And then everybody is stacked by wins and then by points from there on back.
Who's your favorite MLB team or player? My favorite MLB team is the Red Sox. My favorite player is Mookie Betts. I miss him.
Watch this.
So far, only Larson and Harvick have really ventured to the bottom to try to make passes, and they've certainly had mixed results. Good for a while and then would fall back in the group. Right now, the 10th place car is Daniel Suarez. He would get the last stage point.
Well, much like you see in Daytona, you see that chain getting bigger. Everybody says, hey, that guy's coming, move down. Now all of a sudden, that lane gets bigger and bigger and bigger as you get the closer you get to the front, just like you see Bell holding the charge right now. Who else is going to take that? Coming up. Here it is, Tony.
Final lap, stage.
Final lap of the stage.
His teammates, door to door for second.
Blaney trying to make an advance here, but he's on the bottom. Keselowski edges him in the corner, and then Hamlin
made a move, and his teammate Cindric didn't go.
And
here they come to the line.
Joey Logano is going to win stage 1.
Is going to win stage 1 from Cindric, Keselowski, Blaney, and Hamlin. The other stage points go to Bell, Buscher, Suarez, and Truex.
All right, I'm going pee and grabbing my camera battery.
First stage win of the year. And at Atlanta, Joey Logano's led all 60 laps.
That rocking chair would look great in our new house.
Oh, a new house, eh? Well, you should definitely see how Geico could help you save on homeowners insurance.
Nice tip. I'll give you $2 for the chair.
2? That's a Victorian antique.
All right. How much for the recliner then?
Wait. How did that get out here? That is definitely not for sale.
Is this a yard sale?
If it's in the yard, then it's
for sale.
Here we go.
Geico. It's easy to switch and save on homeowners and renters insurance.
Shy of midfield where Colburn works into the secondary. Got a block and is down the sideline. Colburn, full head of steam, inside the 10, and a touchdown. Matthew Colburn takes it to the house.
This is Ford Truck Month, America. Time to get up and get into Ford F-150, part of F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 46 years straight. All amped up and ready for work or play. Plus, there's a great selection in stock and ready for delivery today. So get into Ford Truck Month and see what a built Ford tough truck can do for you. This truck month, get the Ford F-150 with 0% financing for 48 months plus 1,000 bonus cash. For more offers, visit buyfordnow.com.
The Riveras didn't expect they'd be sending their kids to college back to back.
What's up, Sam?
Yvette and Carly knew their neighbor.
Who's your pick to win today? My pick to win today is Denny Hamlin.
Jason never thought being a homeowner before 30 was possible, which is funny, because we did. We have the paperwork to prove it and everything. Sometimes doing more than you thought possible just takes a few people who know you can. KeyBank opens doors.
It would appear that the butler didn't. But this isn't a whodunit film. It's a Nissan sales event. Now that's a killer deal. Good thing this Rogue has a VC.
You won't be surprised if it's Brad Kozlowski. Yeah, that's Jaden's pick to win.
$299 per month lease on Rogue.
I do have him in my lineup.
Catch these offers while you can.
Thanks for watching Fox 68 WSYT.
This is the football you live for, the real deal. Official start of the new season of the USFL is April 15th and 16th on Fox, FS1, and NBC. Stage 1 complete. Joey Logano, the leader, ahead of Austin Cindric and Brad Keselowski, waiting for the pits to open. There are the points as they were awarded at the end of Stage 1. And Bubba Wallace, the only car laps down, he will get the free pass.
Pit area is going to be tough. No mistakes. Long pit road. Kind of puts me behind the wheel, Tony. Very difficult. I mean, it's literally double what it used to be. Half this racetrack, half of a 1.5 mile racetrack is pit road.
Can you imagine how antsy these drivers are going to be when they peel off and cross that commitment line? How long it is going to seem.
Well, one of the drivers that marched toward the front was Kyle Busch, restarted 17th and currently running 7th. Let's listen in.
So where everybody's at on fuel here, all those guys in front of you are going to need to take even more fuel. Drop the jack down. You're going to go on, not the jack, okay? I want to get it full here so we don't have to put near as much in it. It looks like if it's going to go green flag, that's going to be a lot longer. You're going to have to spend on pit road under green, so I'd rather get it full here.
Fantastic point. And that's a product of being back in the pack, you know, utilizing that where you're lifting a little bit, saving fuel, as opposed to Logano, Cindric, and his teammate Blaney. They were up there wide open throttle the whole time. They're going to have to take a lot of fuel right here. More than the guys mired in traffic.
Well, last week, the top of the pits, Kyle Larson's team. And what a day they had. Every pit stop, they either held station or gained positions. Our crew chief is Cliff Daniels. Under suspension, the interim crew chief, Kevin Mendering. But the over-the-wall crew, Blaine Anderson, Brandon Harder, Brandon Johnson, and all there, they got it done last week in the desert in Phoenix.
That's all you can ask for. Put me out front, give me an opportunity. They did that. Unfortunately, didn't work out for them, but they've been knocking on the door 2 weeks in a row. They were so close.
Pit stop rankings led by Kevin Harvick's team overall for the season so far. That long looping apron is all part of pit road, 45 miles an hour.
We see all the drivers lined up on the right side to the outside. if depending on where you're at, or if you're on the inside or outside, it's going to change the distance, which is going to also change the pit road speed. So those guys, when they do their recon lap, they figure that out.
Regan.
Mike, it's been a great start for Chris Buescher. His team had some concerns about where that race car would be after 10 laps because of how fast it was in qualifying. No concerns right now for him. He will wait on fuel, and Kyle Busch, you heard them saying that they're going to wait on fuel. This was part of their plan coming into the race, was to get as much fuel as they could every stop. Jamie?
Austin Cindric in the 2. Jeremy Bullins, his crew chief, calling him in and out of the pits. Car's pretty good. Wait on fuel. 4 tires. Joey Logano in the 22. Car got better balance as they ran. He's led every lap so far today, Mike.
Well, here's the race off pit road, sponsored by Ram. Kyle Busch is out first.
Let's go.
Kyle Busch has had speeding penalties in 3 of 4 races this season, and I can only hope that that one had the right number of lights lit up on the dash that time.
Big reason why we heard it.
He
We
probably-
heard the
he probably got a
conversation on the
penalty.
radio of Kyle Busch. His crew chief told him, we're going to take less fuel than those guys up there. It's exactly what you saw out front, Kyle Busch.
We've come a long way in 125 years. From dirt tracks to super speedways and every track in between. Never backing down, pushing boundaries and giving it everything we've got. Yeah, we've come a long way, but there's still a lot more road to run. Goodyear, the official tire of NASCAR.
For 46 years.
Imagine William Byron wins again. I mean, I wouldn't be too shocked. He won this race last year.
Stretch the weekend.
But 3 in a row would be wild.
Just about anything, anywhere. That's because they're built Ford tough. And it's why Ford F-Series are America's best-selling trucks 46 years straight. And for that, we thank you. Because this isn't just about our capability. It's about yours.
Your heart is the beat of life. If you have heart failure, entrust your heart to Entresto. Entresto helps improve your heart's ability to pump blood to the body. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. And don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure.
This season so far is dominated by Chevrolet. Yeah, they've won every race.
Ask your doctor about Entresto.
That's gotta be, it is! It's Corey LaJoy! He's entered the building! Oh, this is what the fans wanted to see! The flow ain't just for show, ladies and gentlemen! It should be obvious to each and every one of you that Corey LaJoy is back, and in a big, big way!
Ace is the place for paint because only Ace offers the extra mile promise. We'll help you get everything you need to paint in one trip, or we'll deliver it free. Ace is the only national hardware retailer that carries Benjamin Moore paint at over 4,000 stores. Our best premium paint with a huge selection of colors. Premium paint, award-winning service, and the extra mile promise. Ace is the place for paint. Around the block, what you need in stock, with service so good it's guaranteed.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Do we see a KB win today? I mean, maybe. He wasn't my pick to win, but he was Dom's pick to win, and
Major League Baseball action returns Saturday, April 1st on Fox.
And he's like he gained like 10 spots on a run, and it's now the leader.
Whoa, whoa, get that fuel jug. Look at that guy blocking it.
Nice save.
Stay in the box. Good save, boys.
Now, we talked about Kyle Busch's stop, and he was the first car off pit road. They were going to have a timed stop and wait on the fuel can to make sure they got it full. However, they said Kyle took off. And that's why he is the leader, but questionable whether or not he has a full load of race fuel.
Well, we have somebody that can tell us. Potentially.
Andy Petrie, we'll try to get to him in a bit here.
If I can get him on the radio
on the
for a
box.
little bit.
Brad Keselowski next to Kyle Busch. Blaney, Cindric, Logano, 3-4-5 as they
All right.
approach the Geico restart zone. Truex, Hamlin, Bell, Buescher, Suarez.
Going back
top
green.
10 as we go back to green.
Lone wolf up there, Kyle Busch. Let's see what he can do. No dancing partner. Ford surrounding him. Toyota down there in Truex. How does he manage this? Big time gap for both of these cars. Good connection, both lanes.
Come on, give him that push. There we go.
A big
There we
run
go.
outside, those two tied together.
Logano got off the bumper at Keselowski.
Thank you, Blaney.
Keselowski needs to get up here. Huge run by Truex on the bottom.
Who do I think will win stage 2? Kyle. All right, so this is lap 69.
The amount of cars that move from that bottom lane to the top. I mean, those guys know that early in this race, that line is the line that's moving right now. They're trying to get up there and get that spot.
Who's going to be Mr. 69? Is it going to be Kyle Busch? Come on, Kyle.
Ford's behind you, but they're not going to stay in line. Logano going around Keselowski, going to try to get
And Mr. 69 is Kyle Busch.
Keselowski fills the spot on the outside, and then here comes Austin Cindric.
Let's fucking go.
So Logano down in that bottom lane.
And then gets immediately passed. But hey, you're Mr. 69. That's all that matters.
Give a little draft to Logano to catch up, and then came back up to cover the spot. Larry Mack, I'm wondering, was Logano's stop a little longer because after leading all those 60 laps, he had burned more fuel maybe and had to replenish it?
Yeah, Mike, there's no doubt. He was the one driver that was running wide open that entire first stage, and his stop was 14.14 to Kyle Busch, who was 11.1.
But Logano wants the lead back.
That's exactly right. I'm not seeing any cooperation, manufacturer-wise, team-wise, or whatever. Logano, Keselowski, it's every man for himself. I really thought those 4 Fords stacked up would spit Busch out as that leader, and that's the way they would play it. They didn't. Logano went around, made a move trying to get to the front. Another move. Kyle Busch trying to get back to the point. Wants to lead them laps.
Well, he had that lead for about a quarter of turn 2, and then the outside lane formed up. And Blaney got right to him. They're going to be even coming off turn 4.
I think it's going to be important for him. If he's going to do it, he needs to do it quick. Get back up in line. I think you have time on that bottom, but that time is limited. I think when it gets time to a long run, after 10 laps or so, you better be on that outside lane or you're going to wish you scored.
There's an awful lot of cars that got down to that bottom line and said, hey, we want the track position. We want to try to work our way forward, getting cleaner air. It's evened up. It's doubled up 2 lanes wide again.
They've also had a time to make an adjustment on pit road. Hell, Hot Rod's feeling better, comfortable.
Well, Tony, what's the difference in the draft from 10th, say, to 15th or 20th or 25th?
Well, talking to the drivers, the cars just don't drive as good. They have less air, less downforce, less stability, and that's the biggest factor is the stability. So if you don't feel stable and don't feel comfortable in the car, it's hard to tug on that steering wheel and move around. So you need to stay up toward the front.
Them Fords, yeah, them Fords are powerful.
Back in the pack you get.
Yes.
This is good here. This is good
for
stuff.
So many different reasons, a lot of layers.
That first stage is terrible, but this is some good stuff right
This
here.
racetrack we talk about, you've heard me say it a million times, it's very, very narrow. You're just mired in traffic. You're in a traffic jam with no place to go until something happens. And if that something is a big wreck, guess what? It's in your lap and you're in it. You don't
Dom
wanna be
is
back
taking
there.
a shit, and then he'll be here.
That's the eye of the storm. I'm going to be right there where you're watching Kyle Busch getting that push from Logano back to the lead. It's going to be interesting, though. They're the ones, you heard him say, they didn't get the fuel in that car they wanted to. If this thing goes green, they're going to be the ones that have to pit off cycle from everybody else. Might put them in a bad situation. Riding with Corey LaJoie, oh so close last year. So what's cool about this race, these drafting style racetracks, it's anybody's game. Corey LaJoie almost proved that last year, getting his first win right here at Atlanta.
LaJoie riding 15th, right in the middle of a storm. Joey Logano wanted the lead back, had it in the back straightaway, and Kyle Busch nips him at the line to lead lap 76. Look at this 2x2. No give, no take. Because there's nothing to take. And
But
Larson
gets down to the corner and the line checks up. You can't just slam on the brakes. So you have that real estate to the right. He chose wisely, moved up. Didn't cost him any time. Didn't cost him a position. So.
And he was lucky that Reddick did the same thing.
Exactly.
Reddick didn't have anybody behind him. It afforded him the opportunity to lift. You know, that's the hardest thing. When you're up there in the middle of the pack, you can't lift. You can't do that. If you do, you're going to get run over. If something happens in front of you in a situation like this, Mike, it's hard. But the first instinct better be look in the mirror and see who's behind you.
77.
All right, Red Sox win. Let's put up the Suns scoreboard now. It'll take a minute to... Oh, okay, I guess it didn't take a minute to load. Usually it does.
Making every second count.
See a big one happening? Yeah.
And this is how I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water. Water for the athlete and always.
All right, everybody, it's 2 of any of these for just $6.
Can you get a Dave single with a 10-piece nug?
Yep.
How about 2 Dave singles for $6? And that's class.
Sit down, Toby.
Sorry.
Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's 2 for $6.
NASCAR Race Up, weeknights on FS1.
Ready, set, go. Get 3.99 APR financing for 48 months on your new 23 Toyota Camry or your new 23 Toyota Corolla at Burdick Toyota in Cicero, your Camry connection.
I had a lot of bad days with gout, but that one took the wedding cake. Even with medicine, my uric acid was still too high to stop painful gout buildup. Then a gout specialist told me about Cristexa.
Cristexa is a prescription medicine for adults with gout whose symptoms are not controlled by other gout medicines.
I learned Cristexa quickly starts working to break down gout buildup.
Cristexa is an infused medicine. Serious life-threatening allergic reactions can occur while taking Cristexa. Tell your doctor right away if you have symptoms such as shortness of breath, trouble breathing, dizziness, itching, or swelling of the throat or tongue. Cristexa is not recommended if you have high levels of uric acid without a history of gout. Do not take Cristexa if you have a rare disorder called G6PD deficiency or favism. Before receiving Cristexa, tell your doctor if you have a history of heart problems and all the medicines you take. Cristexa may cause gout flare-ups, allergic reactions, nausea, bruising, sore throat, constipation, chest pain, and vomiting.
I received Cristexa for about 6 months. Now I'm in control, not gout.
Find a doctor who specializes in gout at goutdocnow.com.
Ready, set, go. Get 4.99 APR financing for 48 months on new 23 Toyota.
Would you like to meet Kyle Busch's wife in Brexton? Yeah, I'd love to meet them. I'd love to meet a future NASCAR star. And his mom, but I'd like to meet his dad.
68.1.
You finally fixed that transmission.
I mean, I've seen Samantha Busch in person. It's just I never talked to her.
Indeed, you do. Indeed Instant Match instantly delivers quality candidates matching your job description. Visit Indeed.com/hire.
Sun-drenched, chilly day in Atlanta. We're 25 laps into this 100-lap stage 2. 85 laps total will be completed next time around. Joey Logano has led 71 of them. The question is the car running second. Kyle Busch.
We need to figure out this fuel situation. It's killing me, and I have the answer. How about this? Andy Petrie, it's Boring the Boys up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, Clint, I got you. How you guys doing?
Well, I'm wanting to know about the fuel and how you're doing, more importantly. First of all, you look cold, warm, however you want to sell it, but it looks bitter cold out there. Nonetheless, all right, here's the deal. You wanted 5 seconds. We heard on the radio. You got 3 seconds. How many is 2 seconds worth of fuel going to less laps out there on the racetrack?
Well, the plan was to fill it, wait just a little bit to get it full, but it looked like Kyle wanted to get going to get up there and race these guys for the lead. So we're probably about 2 gallons short. That should be, we're roughly getting 6 miles to the gallon. So either way. We got track position down. We'd have to give it up to, to get it full. Now we'll just take this. We'll have to stop a little bit longer on the next one. Hopefully we don't take too big a hit.
So the driver made that call for you. Wanted that track position, huh? Never heard of such a thing.
Yeah, we talked about it. We said, let's go on to Randall. Jack came down, he was gone. Randall sitting there going, well, I guess go. Anyway, it worked out good. Our guys did a really good job, made a good quick pit stop, and that's why we didn't get as much fuel in it.
All right, man. Well, maybe a caution will come out or something. You won't need it. But nonetheless, car's fast. Keep up the good work. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, man.
So, Larry Mack, you are looking at throttle traces and other data transmitted from these cars. Compared to Joey Logano leading, what's Kyle Busch's throttle trace look like right behind him, and how much fuel might he be saving by being in second?
Yeah, I mean, Joey Logano, his throttle is flat line at 100%. Has been every time he has been outside, out front. Now, Kyle Busch, he's rolling out of it to about 40% in turns 1 and 2, to about 60% in 3 and 4. And right now, I'm showing that Kyle Busch could go about 5 laps further if they're head-to-head on full of fuel, which we know Kyle Busch is not. Kyle Busch could go 5 laps further than Joey Logano right now.
Okay. 89 complete. And which of these drivers will have the best finish at the end of the race? This is one of the Super 6 questions to win Clint's cash. There are the 6 drivers.
Last chance, guys. Stage 2, FoxBet Super 6 app. Get on there. Free to play. $10,000 of my money. Who's it going to be? Best finish at the end of the race. Kevin Harvick, Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex. Joe, who was the last one? I didn't see it. I was trying to talk.
It's the leader, Joey Logano.
I would pick him. I would definitely pick him, guys. There's my tidbit.
Oh, that's a good thing. It's free to play. Now, we know it's cold in Atlanta in the grandstand, so the wave originated in Detroit at a Detroit Tigers game on a day that was nowhere near as cold as this one. Not getting a lot of audience participation there, but, it's early. Jamie.
Well, Brad Keselowski finds himself running up there in the front of the pack in 4th right now. I talked to Brad Keselowski just about the uptick in performance this year. We talked about him a lot, and of course, he's been running better than his finishes show, and I asked him, where have you improved the most? He said, our pace. We can stay with the others better now, longer. Our cars have more speed in them, and it's showing here today. He's been able to stay up there. Said the car is really balanced. He's happy with it. No complaints at all. It's been a good, nice uptick for the 16.
Well, he has been the best car in race long, Jamie. That did not come out of Team Penske. And his teammate Chris Buescher right behind him.
Look at this overhead. You see how that line's really starting to deteriorate, getting a lot of open spots? That's handling. Look back here. This guy, he's having trouble in holding and stacking that line up. A lot of gaps in this chain. Boys are still struggling with handling on this racetrack. Kevin Harvick told us before the race, heard from a lot of these drivers asking them, what can I expect? What do you expect out there today? And drafting is the #1 name of the game, but every one of these drivers told me still have to handle. I think you're seeing that right now.
Ryan Preece, you saw just going 1 lap down. They are having voltage issues in their Ford. Bubba Wallace is 2 down. 34 cars in the lead draft after 94 laps in Atlanta. Yes, the racing is that close.
COVID-19 and being overweight makes it more risky. I'm calling my doctor. If it's COVID, Paxlovid.
Authorized for emergency use, Paxlovid is an oral treatment for people 12 and up who have mild to moderate COVID-19 and have a high risk factor for it becoming severe.
My symptoms are mild now, but I'm not waiting. If it's COVID, Paxlovid.
Having even one risk factor, like being over 50, diabetes, or smoking, increases your chances of severe COVID. Taken within 5 days of symptoms, Paxlovid reduced the risk of developing severe COVID-19 by 86%.
Paxlovid may strengthen or weaken other medicines. Taking it with certain medicines may cause life-threatening side effects or affect how Paxlovid works. So it's critical to tell your doctor about all medicines you take, including herbal supplements, because lab tests or changing the dose of your medicines may be needed. Tell your doctor if you have any serious illnesses, allergies, liver or kidney disease, are pregnant or plan to become pregnant, are breastfeeding or use birth control. Paxlovid may affect how your birth control works. Don't take Paxlovid if you're allergic to nirmatrelvir, ritonavir, or any of its ingredients. Serious side effects can include allergic reactions, liver problems, and issues with HIV medicines. Other side effects include altered taste, diarrhea, high blood pressure, muscle aches, abdominal pain, nausea, and feeling unwell.
With my asthma, I knew it could be riskier. If it's COVID, Paxlovid.
Ask your doctor or pharmacist if Paxlovid is right for you.
As a small business owner, we have customers that trust us.
How long is this
absolutely
shit?
need a secure network.
And number
Those are
one,
taking a
customer
shit for a while.
satisfaction by JD Power for small business wireless service. Does your phone run on Verizon?
Dad, you alright?
The road to college can be expensive. Luckily, Bank of America lets Dad switch his choice cashback category, so he earns more on gas.
With the Bank of America customized cash rewards card, you just can't stop getting rewarded.
Saturdays, baseball's best are showing out on Fox. This is where MVPs are VIPs, and where aces always come in pairs. Saturday means it's showtime for Shohei and mealtime for Manny. All the swag, all the salt, and all the slams. The biggest games on the best day of the week. Fox Saturday Baseball returns April 1st.
Bristol Dirt coming up April 9th, one of those tentpole events on Fox. Talladega, April 23rd. And Stock Car Racing's longest night, the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte, May 28th. I know which one of our guests...
You think Byron gets his championship this year?
Smoke! Going to join us for all three of those.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited to go to Bristol. I really want to be in a car there, but I'm excited to watch this race and be in the booth with you guys.
Glad to have you. And tickets are available for the upcoming Bristol Dirt Race on April 9th. Go to bristolmotorspeedway.com and get yours.
Challenges these teams, that dirt race. One-off race like that, always a surprise. You know, last year was just wow factor galore, left and right everywhere you looked. And I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I'm telling you, much like a rule change does with this Cup Series, every time you change the game, so to speak, it really shakes things up. And I think that dirt race at Bristol does just that.
Watching Brad Keselowski and Denny Hamlin on the right. Tony, moving that dirt race to Sunday night, how is that going to change the complexion of things?
I think it'll make the racing just that much better. The thing about dirt racing versus pavement racing is it.
Do you play Roblox? Sometimes.
At night, that moisture
but
comes
not
up,
much.
helps with the dust, but makes the driving conditions way better for the drivers.
Sunday drive at 185 miles an hour. Corey LaJoie on the left, Christopher Bell on the right.
Pretty smooth at the wheel so far. These cars are handling well. Again, just single file line right now.
Ross Chastain,
storm. See
Ty
Chastain.
Gibbs.
Sorry. Again, it just kind of, it's the calm before the storm.
But it also shows the difference from what we saw yesterday with these guys. Their hands moving around a lot more. The cars bounced around. Their heads bounced around. Much calmer today.
Ty Gibbs reached over and put his drink straw back in his mouth. That's exactly what he did. You saw him reach over, grab that straw, stick it back in his mouth, get him a drink of water.
Tyler Reddick, Bubba Wallace.
Bubba Wallace, if you just tuned in, was our first caution, got into the wall. Struggling with the handling of his race car. Off the pace a little bit here so far. Might be able to get back in the game. You never know what's going to happen at the end of this thing. Remember looking back, watching this race from a year ago, Chastain was a huge part of this race and had bare bong, the whole left front fender knocked off of it, and was holding his own, Tony, on the bottom lane all by himself.
Chase Briscoe, the Mahindra Tractors Cam, 30th place, but only 4 seconds off the lead. As USA only. Looks like a long distance from here, but he's still in the draft. He's still competitive.
I hear Chester, so I think Dom's here.
You know, handling issues early that we talked about. Every time they get a chance to, all you got to do is make it to the end of the stage or make it to the end of a caution. Hopefully you're not the caution, but take those opportunities to get the balance where you want it to be so you can move around at the end of the day.
And we saw at
Let's see.
all this single file parade went out
Lock
the window.
that bitch.
Everybody wanted to gain track position, gain stage points, and be in a position to get a pit stop and come back out.
Losers.
Christian Bell riding ninth. We listened in.
To the team that I own. I need to clean my room. Clean it for me.
I'm going to clean my own room. The meeting about left side tire
All right, well, then clean mine.
Left sides only. Something I guess typically we only see on the
Kyle Busch, Mr. 69.
This is certainly an opportunity, usually on a repaved racetrack, a track that has a lot of grip.
So yes, this track is kind of like Daytona and Talladega, in the sense that you see how they're in a pack like this.
Yeah.
So yeah, they reconfigured it before last season to where it's like this now, and I kind of don't like it.
Oh, really?
But I kind of do. Like, it can be fun, but it's not like
108 laps complete.
Like, the pack racing type of shit is considered by a lot of fans to be like not real racing. Like we more prefer like the spread out shit, like normal races, where there's stuff happening all over the track. Like, it's fun to watch this kind of racing, but like it's more just seen as like kind of a joke. I mean, that doesn't take away anything from like the skill that it takes to win one of these races, but it's mainly just meant for good TV, I guess.
Yeah. Wrong shelter, Sarah. Also, that's a wolf. Head for the mountains.
You're pissed because of Diaz.
Yeah.
I don't agree with your opinion on fuck the WBC.
More of just like fuck the timing. I really don't think it should be done before players have a full spring training. Like, who knows? Maybe he would have been fucked up anyway. But that's why like we have no big name Team USA starting pitchers. They all said that.
Before this year, I really thought that the WBC took place in like December, in like January.
I think it should be right after the World Series. So.
Textured hair. Try new Control GX.
I think it should be after award season.
Telling people that Geico has been offering savings for over 85
just stay loose, and then if they're hurt, like if it's like a 2-month injury, it's the off season.
Yeah.
Offers motorcycle insurance.
Like I know you and like other fans say it's stupid, but like I feel like it's more important to some players than actually winning the World Series. Like, to be able to represent your country is a big deal.
Oh, I didn't mean it was stupid.
Your heart is the beat of life.
People, more people care about it than I thought.
And trust your heart to entrust.
There was 64 million people watching in Puerto Rico.
Don't take Entresto
yeah.
pregnant. It can cause harm.
Or I think it was 64% of the country was
watching.
watching.
Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure.
Just pay Dom to clean your room, because I know he'll love to do that. If I paid you.
This man needs updated COVID protection.
It'd be like $300.
Yep.
Well, if it was to pay that much, you'd have to get it like perfect.
Still out there.
Yeah, I probably would.
So are you. And if your last vaccine was before September 2022, you're out there with fading protection. But an updated vaccine restores your protection, so you can keep doing.
I haven't watched a single Red Sox spring training game.
Stay out there.
It's only like the third game I've been able to watch. The second and third.
Welcome back to the Ambetter Health 400.
I watched I've only watched one spring training game this year. It was like the end, like the final 4 innings of like a Mets game, like the first week.
Good year. More driven.
I only watched that one just to see what it was like with the pitch clock.
If we stay green, might be about 50
I'm ready for the regular season.
Yeah.
Good time for a chilly.
Lindor's gonna suck. Watch. He tore the cover off the ball for Team Puerto Rico. He's gonna suck for us.
Does it smell like weed in here?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Good. Did it smell like weed when you were coming downstairs?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna smoke you. I'm gonna roll you in a blunt and smoke you.
Hot.
And then we can do a lot more than that. Yeah, the stupid single file shit.
Just why did I fucking pick the Mets? Could have picked any other team you're a fan of.
Yeah. I mean, there is a lot of Mets fans who are saying, fuck the WBC, it's stupid, players shouldn't be allowed to do it.
No, my thing is, let them do it, but also, it should be, if they get hurt, you're allowed to void their contract. See how much they really care about it.
You mean, like, totally take away their contract, or just not pay them?
Unpaid.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because I really do think if someone money's on the line, they wouldn't be as adamant about it.
Yeah. I mean, it's like similar to like the whole Chase Elliott thing where he goes snowboarding and breaks his leg, and a bunch of fans are like, you got to be smarter than that. You can't be doing this extracurricular stuff. And it's like, no, you got to let them live their life. You got to let them do what they want to do. You know, baseball isn't their whole life, or major leagues isn't their whole life. They have stuff that they want to do outside of it.
Yeah, I just hate the fucking timing that bothers me the most.
Yeah.
Especially with how fragile pitchers are. I don't get it. Is it because of like other leagues' time frame? But MLB has the star power of almost every team, so I think we should be able to dictate one of those.
Yeah.
So they're all major league players, and the only other ones are like Japan, and then the KBO.
Well, I mean, it would also be a struggle. You got to keep in mind with the NFL playoffs, like if we were to do it in like December, like, or I guess that's not playoffs, but like the end of the regular season.
Yeah. Is that why they had to wait out the NFL?
Probably.
Guess that adds up.
Did you know that every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care? A 2-year or 25,000-mile maintenance plan and roadside assistance. That's the value you can expect from Toyota.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Toyota.
Frank the Tank is pissed.
For seal.
No, I believe it.
About Breasttree. Breasttree gives you better
What's he
breathing,
saying?
symptom improvement, and helps
Just how
prevent
retarded it
flare-ups.
is, and then
won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden
the
breathing
Mets are
problems.
cursed.
It is
And
not
that
for asthma. Tell your
he was
doctor
like,
if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Don't take
Verlander
Breasttree
will be
more than
mid,
prescribed.
Scherzer will
Breasttree
get
may
hurt,
increase your risk of thrush,
Mets will
pneumonia,
finish
and
last
osteoporosis.
with go
Call
9
your
and
doctor for
153.
9 and
Tongue
153.
swelling,
The
problems
Wiltons
urinating,
buy back the
vision changes, or
team.
eye pain occur.
It was 100 games, 9 straight years.
When you see Wendy's Square Hamburger, you know you're getting the best. Guess who else knows that? Reggie Miller.
We should go out to eat after.
My dad made lasagna.
When you want a hamburger
You
worth
can eat that
celebrating,
tomorrow.
Since the dawn of man,
No,
getting
because
help
like
has
I
been
said,
hard.
I'd eat it.
Whether it's
And
for
then I do
ED,
that.
Or eat 2 dinners, fat
or your
ass.
mental health. Through HIMS, getting help is
Fat.
simple. It all starts with one small click for you. And you. And you. That can change everything for future you. And that's healthcare.
Well,
as
Madden
it should be.
23.
Click now. Thank yourself later.
Madden 23. I thought you bought that last week.
HIMS.com.
Or were you playing 22?
I was playing 21 last week.
watching a baby spider being born. What's the last thing you wanted at birth?
Sandwiches. I brought sandwiches.
And the
$20? Was it on a discount?
Some deal on
My
the
ring
store.
inside the llama's birth canal.
all new Animal Control, Thursday on Fox.
It's a lot of fun. I like the new throwing mechanic.
Did you just body shame Dom? I'm posting this on Twitter and TikTok.
Is it Matt?
No, that's Jaden.
Might have run out of gas. He finally did get to his pit and get service. And here's the other RCR car.
Okay, yeah, this is fucking dumb. So they moved the entrance to pit road. So like, you have to stay at pit road speed. Like, it's at the end of the backstretch.
Oh, so when you're going the fastest.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, it's
off a
fucking
turn, isn't it?
Yeah, or it's usually like right on the front straightaway, right? Like where you would have to like where pit road starts, pretty much.
Cars are running out of gas. Business fixing to pick up. You think
But-
this thing has gotten tame? Watch this. I'm telling you.
Yeah, so that's where it was last year, like right about here, and that's like normal. And then they moved it right here.
Why?
Apparently, it's supposed to make it safer, but I could just see it as being more dangerous because if a car's that slow on the apron and then a wreck happens and they're going much faster, that could be very dangerous.
Yeah, that sounds fucking retarded.
Normally, we're used to seeing guys pitting off of the corner versus at the
Yeah, you saw
end
that
of the
yellow line.
backstretch. So I guess the only thing I can think that might be similar to this is Daytona and Talladega, where you have a long distance between turn 4 and pit road. That could be the only saving grace. But to your point, it's hard to see down there. The only reference I can see is the green light there at the end on the inside wall.
First time we've ever seen this on this racetrack. Never a green flag pit stop, and I'm telling you, these
Well,
guys
not in the top
have
20,
never seen that
23rd.
either. No experience. The difference between Daytona and here, they've done it 20 years plus. Some of these guys.
So let's go back to yesterday in qualifying. Each car left its place in the qualifying
I guess that gamble didn't work out. Kyle Busch took less fuel to try to get out earlier and get track position. Hoped that a caution would come out and he could get fuel, but then
speed at
it
turn
never
3
did.
after they completed their qualifying lap. I only saw one driver do that. So this is kind of driving into the great unknown.
We're at
Making a
halfway.
green flag pit stop, entering the pits at turn 3 on the back straightaway on this now very fast racetrack. Here's Keselowski coming in from 3rd place.
Yeah, it's dumb as fuck.
It's like so much time.
Larry, Kyle Busch running like obviously.
And like you're gonna lose a lap.
2 laps down.
Yeah.
Could that be the saving grace?
Yeah,
for
Kyle's.
him? Can he win this stage?
Yeah, Kyle's 2 laps
What do
down.
you want out of me?
Well, he needs this thing to cycle through all the green flag pit stops. That's going to be his saving grace. We've got to see everybody out there make a green flag pit stop for Kyle Busch, Mark Trix, all these drivers making their pit stop right now in the green.
Corey LaJoie in, Ty Dillon making his stop.
I think it's going to be very fun to watch this for this. There's a lot of things to lose here, and I
When's
guarantee you,
opening day?
every single one of those
Thursday
crew
after
chiefs are telling them
next
drivers do
30th.
not get caught speeding. But if you push it a
Why?
little bit, you can gain a bunch of positions.
I might miss opening day for the first time. I don't know how long.
No, you can't.
Going down to Cape May because my cousin's graduating from Coast Guard school.
Fucking Coast Guard school? This is opening day, motherfucker.
Large group of cars. They are looking like
What the fuck is Coast Guard school?
Like the military.
Okay. This is opening day.
Now the Penske boys, they came together. Logano, Blaney, and Cindric all
I
together.
requested off opening day.
Boy, it looks slow there, Tony. Long ways around there.
Painfully slow.
4 o'clock game.
45 miles an hour.
I'll probably be able to watch it.
And then once you get to pit road, it's a long way down for these cars.
I thought you were gonna say for
Logano,
work.
Blaney, Cindric, and B.J. McLeod. Jamie.
And Ryan Blaney
4
will be the
o'clock
first to
game,
pit of those 3 in the 12. A little bit free early on, but gets better. He doesn't want to make any changes, doesn't want to spend
just
any
don't
more
go at all.
time on pit road than he needs to. Right side tires for him, for Austin Cindric, and Joey.
It's like I'm missing the Daytona 500 for my child's kindergarten graduation.
Swisher, now the leader. We're not seeing manufacturers or teammates pit together here as we did at Daytona.
The Penske cars came together, but we've had guys kind of cycle individually. I think it just gives
Hitting
them a
with
little more room
manufacturers.
to not worry about
Is
getting
that
in
just
trouble at the
like
end of the backstretch.
they happen to hit at the same lap?
Well, in these races, like the super speedway races where they're drafting more, there's a lot more like team orders. Like all the manufacturers like to pit together just so like I guess they can help each other get off faster. I guess manufacturers like don't work together in any races besides like these races.
At least another lap on the penalty.
that could be game overville for him.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it more helps with like the Toyotas because there's only a few Toyotas in the field. So like if they all come in together, there's not like
since
I
lap
don't
64. Blaney was too fast on the apron in turn number 4. Regan.
Mike Daniel Suarez, that race car is a little tight with the nose of it. As you see him stalling it, trying to get off a pit road right there. Didn't want adjustment, so he likes it where it's at in the pack.
Ricky Stenhouse in.
What is that car?
He's going to get right side
I
tires.
think it's a cool car.
And another
That's one of my favorites.
Space.
That was your leaders. Yep. Busher. Oh, got another one. You're not going to like this, Tony.
Brian Priest, commitment line violation. Uncontrolled tire for Cody Ware. So all of those are pass-through penalties at 45, while everybody else is doing
85. And you got to do that penalty with the commitment line there. That's it makes it even worse.
Michael McDowell finishing up.
Pretty much doubling pit road's length.
What's the commitment line?
The commitment line is just that yellow line. Like,
what's the violation?
I think it meant that like all 4 of his tires like weren't touching the commitment line or some shit. Like,
oh, it was like.
So you see that orange box right there? Yeah. So all 4, like they have that on at the beginning of pit road. All 4 tires have to be below that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Man, there's a lot going on.
William Byron in. Christopher Bell is the race leader. From Kyle Larson and Noah Gregson. Regan.
William Byron spent the majority of that run saving fuel. They felt like it would pay dividends by being able to pit later.
Byron.
Only for them.
So, Jamie, how long can Christopher Bell go?
Well, that is the question. Adam
Byron's
Stevens,
in my
his crew chief, just told him on the radio,
garage.
let's run this as long as we can. And Christopher came back. He said, all right, we're pretty good up here. I don't need any changes
gotta
right
probably
up
just
front.
wait till
Remember,
this cycle
they had
through.
talked on the radio about when they come here, if it's under green, they're thinking about doing left sides only and trying right sides then at the end of the stage.
So, due to green flag pit stops, the only cars left on the green lap are these 2, Christopher Bell and Kyle Larson.
That's so stupid.
And here's Larson.
Well, then they're pitting, and then it all cycles through.
Bell's pretty happy right here. He gets the draft. He gets to go part throttle again. May not save him another lap or 2, but he gets to stretch this out just a little bit longer.
This is exactly worst case scenario. You have to be prepared for it. Here comes Bell.
Now, at the commit line, he needs to be down to 45 miles an hour there. Yellow line to yellow line, pit road speed.
I think, like I say, have to be prepared for this scenario. This is the strategy that we see it at Daytona Talladega. However, history, we don't have much history at this track, but what we do have tells you no chance we're going to have a green flag pit.
Well, I had Suarez in my starters, so I took him out of my starters and put William Byron in.
Races had a lot of cautions, didn't even get close to a green flag pit stop.
I have
Look what we
Bowman,
have here.
Keselowski, Chastain, Busch, and Blaney.
Yeah, they're all good.
Larson in and Christopher
They're all
Bell
doing
coming
good
to the head
today.
end of pit road. Brian Priest going to make a second stop. Actually, he's going to make his pass-through penalty. And here is Bell coming to a halt. Jamie?
And Christopher Bell, since he stayed out and led laps, he got 5 laps led there. They bring it to a stop. They'll fill him up with fuel here, just enough to make it here with 19 laps to go before stage end.
Well, that is going to put probably 22 cars back on the lead lap once we have now fully cycled through pit stops. And Joey Logano is going to be back to the front.
Bell's going to join back in. I think he's going to get freight train now. Last to pit.
Just pull out right now. Cause a big wreck.
Where's Blaney?
Off at 2. Leaders are
Blaney's
coming, and they're coming in a hurry. No chance he can pull up and block. Going to have to watch them blow his doors off. There they go. Strategy didn't quite pay off for his team.
He is still not yet up to race
Oh, he's in
pace.
33rd,
He'd
2
probably tag
laps
on to the
down.
back of this line here.
Oh, he's the one.
And that will put him behind Corey LaJoy in 14th position.
All clear.
So he was 9th prior to the pit stop cycle, so a net loss of 5 positions for Christopher Bell.
Yeah, but they got to gamble a little bit. You got to try it, got to learn.
Joey Logano back to the front. He's now led 118 of 143 laps today.
Side by side, yay! Side by side.
For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series.
A little bit less corporate greed.
Stretch the weekend.
Still corporate greed, but a little less.
Or tow. Just about anything, anywhere. That's because they're built Ford tough, and it's why Ford.
I've recently realized that NASCAR really is just a corporate circle jerk.
46 years straight.
Everything is.
Yeah.
Thank you, because this isn't just about our capability; it's about yours.
Josh Berry is running 10th. That's impressive. I wonder if they sound the horn in Dawsonville if Berry wins. There's like Chase Elliott's hometown.
Oh yeah.
They have that siren after every win.
Get Crafts,
Probably
sporting goods,
Jesus
restaurants,
Christ,
and the
man.
future of NASCAR. all
I mean,
in your
literally,
neighborhood.
he is.
DoorDash.
I mean,
As a mom, I want to have peace of mind while she's
Yeah,
at
Brianna
college. I
Stewart.
like to know where she is and where she's staying.
We got a flat tire. We pull over, it's super dark.
yeah, Chase and Bill, his dad, are literally like
I have been in
Michael
many
Jordan
situations on
of
the road where
Dawsonville.
Verizon was the only reason I got from point A to point B.
That's why we build the most reliable 5G network in America.
We have Patrick
The
Corbin.
number one in
who
JD
sucks
Power
balls now,
Awards
but
for
was
network
good.
quality
Yeah.
30 times in a row.
We have
Does
Tyvon
your phone
Branch
run
who
on
was
Verizon?
To you, it may just be an elevator. There goes
Brianna
nothing. But for a
Stewart.
young homeowner becoming their parents, it's a learning opportunity.
Come on in.
She is the best, or one of the best, though.
Paris, huh?
Yeah, it's just one of the best women basketball players.
Yeah.
We got any out-of-towners in the elevator?
Tom, it is
What's wrong with
not
women?
easy.
10th floor, huh? Must be a
Nothing.
heck
They're
of
just
a
not as
view.
good as basketball.
Okay, see how everyone else is facing this way?
Progressive can't save you from becoming your parents, but we can save you money when you bundle home and auto with us.
Okay, that was terrible. Okay, let's hang back. We're gonna try
I
that
don't think
again.
this is that sharp. Yeah, like,
Fox Wednesday. Throw on your boots and saddle up. It's country night. The Masked Singer's going buck wild.
Let's watch the Masked
For the
Singer.
gosh darn cutest costume yet. The Axolotl.
I'd actually rather watch like tennis.
Songbird sing.
This is retarded.
Plus an unmasking hits.
Because the thing is with the Masked Singer, couldn't you just tell because of their voice who it is?
It's country night on an all-new Masked Singer. Wednesday on Fox.
Much has changed
I like
over
when
our
you sing
75
battle.
years. But the one thing that never
The
does,
really good part of that was Tom Holland.
when the race
He
begins,
like did a Rihanna song. It was yeah, he did Umbrella. Song
Coming up to lap
yeah.
150, Joey Logano back out front. Big winner in that round of pit stops was Tyler Reddick. They took fuel only and
the
are
nuts
now
suck.
running third. Picked up a total
They're
of
finishing
24
third.
spots as Ryan Blaney.
You really think so?
Yep, they're finishing third with 89 wins.
That penalty.
And
William
they
Byron
will.
also got gas.
All that just because Diaz got hurt?
So did
Diaz hurt.
Bowman,
Brooks Raley's
Keselowski,
hurt.
Who?
Josh Berry, Corey
Another
LaJoy,
reliever that we
Christopher Bell,
could definitely
and
use.
Kyle Larson.
Brandon Nimmo's hurt. Lindor will
Oh, yeah, I
suck.
saw Nimmo got hurt.
I mean, that's just, that won't, he won't
And
be
Austin
long.
Dillon
but-
right there in
Oh,
front
that's
of your
why Blaine
leader,
got a penalty.
Logano. They're going to start pressing here.
You have to
Tinico on the
start
stage.
fucking
Those
Tommy
guys are
Pham
going to
in the
have to get
outfield.
very wide.
You guys got Tommy Pham?
All the
Yeah.
while, these other guys
He's now
are trying to
starting.
race
He was with the
the
Red Sox
They're
like
gonna be
after
a
the
factor
trade deadline.
And who gets points and who doesn't, and possibly whether a caution comes out or not. Oh my gosh, and the 3-car could run out of gas right in front of him as a leader. That's something you don't want to hear.
Well, so let's give you the flip side of pit stops. Kyle Busch lost 13 spots on that exchange. He took 4 tires. Ryan Blaney had to make a penalty drive-through, lost 30 positions from where he was before pit stops, and Ricky Stenhouse lost 9 spots on that exchange. Stenhouse in 23rd. We've got 30 cars back to Austin Dillon on the lead lap. There's your Xfinity fastest lap, which happens to
I
be
feel
Ricky
like Puerto
Stenhouse.
Rico to lose too.
How about that for
Wait, Puerto Rico's eliminated?
Yeah, they're out.
Kyle Busch Todd Gilliland with
I
those
think I'm gonna start
fast
watching when it's like
laps. Drafting helps.
winter go
And it's
home.
no surprise
It
on
is.
these super speedways.
Oh, really?
Usually the
Yeah.
fastest lap comes from those guys.
It
in
was
the back
last
that can
night,
get that
US
run,
beat
that big head of
Venezuela.
steam off that massive pack
Trey
in front
Turner.
of you, especially when they're two, maybe even three wide in front of you. Punches
And
a
everyone
huge hole
remembers
in the
Trey
air.
Turner's a Philly now.
Fingers goes to you. But
Yeah,
you can do
it's
much
like,
with it.
oh.
No, not at all.
The Xfinity 10G cam giving you
Anyone
this picture from
else?
Tyler Reddick, who was ill this morning, was excused from the drivers' meeting. Not feeling well. The team says we're going to leave it up to Tyler. John Hunter Nemechek on standby if needed, but sometimes just getting up to speed is good medicine for a driver who is having a rough morning.
Well, you get that helmet on and you get the adrenaline going. You
Tell him
you
to go
race
home.
hard,
You don't need
race
a
sick.
backup
I mean,
driver.
It's just what drivers do. That's what they've always done.
What really stacked those guys up going around a lap, I
Oh
think
my
it's
god,
Cody
yesterday during the
Ware.
Xfinity race, so many drivers saying, I'm just glad my car is as fast as Xfinity 10G internet.
Wow, very close to US.
It's like, shut the fuck up.
Josh Berry.
It's like, were you told to say that?
Well, we're coming to the end of the stage. Business has picked up.
10G, that is some fast internet.
Money on the line.
Yeah.
Points on the line.
Track
Go get 'em.
position.
Did you see the driver in the Xfinity race who
Something I feel is interesting
walked
from
out of
this,
his
though,
car?
is You see the three
And
cars of Austin Dillon,
so,
Ryan Blaney.
yeah, he got parked. This driver got parked yesterday. And for a dumb reason, in my opinion. So, like, the rule is that if you have, like, damage on your car, you need to get to pit road, like, pretty much immediately. So, like, you're not dropping debris on the track. But he didn't, so he got parked, which I think is too far, too much of a penalty to just make him sit out the rest of the race. So he was like,
It's kind of common. I've seen that quite a bit.
Well, I also wonder, it's his teammate. So is Logano taking care of his teammate and trying to help him out here? But it's such a risk with all those guys stacking up behind at the end of this stage. I just don't know.
Well, we'll see with what happens on the inside line. That's Denny Hamlin and Corey LaJoy. If they're able to gain a lot of ground, that means Logano's hanging back a bit.
Well, 2 to go here, Tony. When's the time to go? I need these points. I'm desperate. I want some
this
points.
is the best shit ever.
How do I do that? What's going to form? And
So he's like, oh, you're gonna park me? Okay, I'll just park it on the front stretch and get out of my car. Literally parks it on the front stretch. And then afterwards, he's like arguing with an official about how he needs to go to like the NASCAR hauler, and he's like, "What are they gonna do? Fine me? I can't afford to pay it." And then Denny Hamlin said that he would pay his fine.
Oh, nice.
That helps him manage this lead. Final lap. Here we go. Who's going to make the move?
Leader's full throttle now.
Look at that gap.
Look at that. There it is. Reddick's going for it. See, now they close that gap.
He's now known as like a national hero.
Just like I was talking about.
All right, so Joey Logano's gonna win stage 2.
Awesome. That's exactly. Bowman comes in for the push.
Austin Cindric.
Oh, fucking Syndic.
From Tyler Reddick. Logano.
He just got him at the last second.
As he approached that group, it stacked him up. He had a decision to make. He can't block them both
Fucking
ways.
Syndic.
You got to go high or low. Unfortunately, didn't get high enough. His teammate
Better
he
not
was
win this
trying to
goddamn
protect
race.
that bottom. Gave his teammate an
You ruined my
opportunity,
Daytona
a window to
500
get to
last
that
year.
outside, slipped around him, took the stage win out from underneath of him. And Reddick on the bottom. Maybe didn't do the best with that one. We're going to go back to work. Need to go back to the drawing board.
So Blaney stayed one lap down. Austin Cindric for Team Penske gets his second career
What are you gonna do?
stage
Fine me? I can't afford to pay it. Because he's in one of like the lower funded teams.
Michael, there is a case that needs your attention. The church has put this team before. The Vatican covered it up. Why? You've been played and you talk that faith. You're digging too deep. Who will defend you? My faith will require defense.
The Pope's Exorcist, rated R, in theaters April 14th.
We've come a long way in 125 years. From dirt tracks to super speedways and every track in between. Never backing down, pushing boundaries and giving it everything we've got. Yeah, we've come a long way, but there's still a lot more road to run.
Soon it'll be electric.
Yeah, a lot more road to run until you turn electric and then lose your entire fan base.
Power of NASCAR.
Motherfuckers still so worried about electric cars. Are there still states that don't recycle?
I need to try it first.
Probably Ohio.
To all the Chevy Silverado owners,
It's like all the South.
the adventurers, and the doers. To everyone who works hard and plays hard. Whether it's your first Silverado or your 10th. Thank you for making Chevy Silverado the #1 best-selling retail full-size pickup.
Hey, neighbor! Try T-Mobile. It sets up so fast. It's like
I'm gonna draw in here. I'm gonna carve my name in your leg.
Wait till you see. Tell me more, tell me more.
Tom, if you stop being friends with me, I'm gonna carve your name in my arm.
Ooh, it's cold outside. Time to protect
Well,
your
don't make it deep.
nature's wrath. Of course, the hot
Yeah, we
sun
don't have to be
is tough
friends
on
much
vehicles,
longer.
too.
Well, it's still it's one I turn 21.
All
Yeah.
year round. Come on. Protect your investment. Laser measured floor liners and cargo liner will shield the carpeting from sand and snow. For your interior, there's seat protector and sunshade, plus mud flaps and bump step for the exterior. Order American made products at weathertech.com. Surf's up.
Yeah, right. Next Sunday, the NASCAR Cup Series takes a right turn. It's going to take a lot of right turns. Over 3 miles of twists and turns.
They don't know how to do that.
Circuit of
Yeah, they can't do
America's
that.
In Austin, Texas. Race day, 2 p.m. Eastern, FS1. It moves to Fox at 3.
Gunther
The green
Steiner?
flag at 3:30 on Fox.
Why are
and
you-
here
Ew,
on
look how he
Yes.
spells it.
Kurt Busch, the
Gross.
2004 Cup champion, and
I like Curtis in there. Why?
Gunther Steiner, of course.
You're like the
Cody is
worst
the
team in
home of
F1.
Formula 1 in the United States.
He does have a funny accent, though.
Company. So Austin
Gunther with an
Cindric,
E.
who almost got himself in.
What the fuck even is the name Gunther? I've never heard of that. Until him.
I don't know, but there shouldn't be E in there.
As they came to the flag.
There's no need for it.
But you got Reddick on
Yeah.
the bottom side of him. One other option, go to the outside of Logano and just let that baby
My
breathe
dad has a
and let it
friend
run.
named Gunther.
Well, and the third one is stay in that wing, that draft behind you or in front of you. You know, there was 3 different things he was weighing out there. Unfortunately,
You're
didn't,
watching
work out
soccer,
for
Andy.
him. But I think
Barcelona
more
and Real
importantly, it's
Major
because of
tied at
that gap that
halftime.
closed up
Dude, that's
and
worse than
afforded those
NASCAR.
guys that opportunity to pounce
Yeah.
on that situation. Timing is everything on a race like this.
Austin
Apparently,
Cindric
Barcelona
will lead them
and Madrid
in.
is like the
Well, you
fucking
got choices
biggest
here. 4
matchup
tires,
ever.
Lefts,
Some
rights.
shit.
Is track position or tires? Which would you rather?
No,
Larry,
it's the
don't
USA
let me
and
down.
England.
I need you now
Yeah.
more than ever.
Fuck England.
Make the right decision,
I got
buddy.
fired after Phoenix, so I'm going to have to try to recover.
You didn't get fired. You fired everybody else.
Dilly people.
I think Kyle Busch
Dilly
will do
dilly.
something other than 4 tires because they lost a lot of ground. They were the one car that did 4 tires. Everybody in front of them was either fuel only or right sides.
Good point.
Isn't it?
It's a bit
There's an
sad, isn't
Opportunity
it?
for them.
Yes, here are the stage
In
points
it.
earned today, with Logano and Cindric trading the stage wins.
Give you an
Bro,
idea where Kyle
what
is
the
right there.
bloody hell are you doing?
Mike
Bloody
Alex
hell,
having a
bro.
great run at the end of that stage. The car got a little bit free after the green flag pit stop. He will wait on fuel. They did not wait
That's
on
rubbish.
fuel on the first yellow flag stop. They have to this time, according to crew chief
The
Greg
one that
Ives,
got me,
and the 45
someone was
Tyler
like,
Reddick. He
British
was a
people
little
really
bit
out here
closer
getting
to the
mugged and
closer
say,
you get to
unhand
the
me.
front, the better it is, Jamie.
Unhand
Two of
me.
them just picked up his first stage win of the year. A little bit tight in traffic. Wants to go back on the air pressure adjustment from last stop. 4 tires
Splendid.
here. Joey
Almirola just win the race up. Did he take 2?
freed up just a tad with air
Oh, he
pressure.
took no tires.
Eric Almirola with no tires wins the race off pit road. There's a game.
Kyle Busch up 5.
That's one way to fix your track position.
Absolutely.
Need a little bit of help. You know, it's time to start strategizing. We're down to the 3rd stage of this. I need the track position. Where does it come from? Make a bold move on pit road and give it to me. Let's focus and gain here.
Stage 3 to go.
Trilogy
for COPD.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel.
You don't have to take COPD sitting down.
It's a new dawn, it's a new day.
It's time to make a stand.
And I'm feeling good.
Start a
Don't
new
make me
day
scream
with
racial
Trilogy.
slurs on your
No
stream.
Once Daily COPD
You
medicine
wouldn't.
has the power to treat COPD in as many ways as Trilogy. With 3 medicines and 1 inhaler, Trilogy makes breathing easier for a full 24 hours.
Correct.
Improves lung function and helps prevent
I
future
said the
flare-ups.
worst.
Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it.
Get out of my house.
Trilogy may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and
Were
osteoporosis.
people actually like
Tell your
upset
doctor
if
if
someone
worsened
called them a
breathing, chest
cracker?
pain,
No,
weaker tongue
no one
swelling,
cares.
problems urinating, vision
No,
changes,
like
or
you
high
think
pain
if
occur.
like an old
Take a
racist
stand
white
and
guy
start a new day
and
with
like a black guy
Trilogy.
called him
Ask
a
your
cracker.
doctor
You
about
think he'd be
Once
mad?
Oh,
Daily
probably.
Trilogy
Or
and save at
probably wouldn't
Trilogy.com.
actually be offended, but he would just pretend to be mad. That way to make him look like an asshole.
Hey, what's up?
Houston, we have a situation. How did you get here?
Your character's in our video game.
Video game?
Yeah, it's what we do with Xfinity 10G. It's like, you know, the best network imaginable.
What the heck is that?
Those are the bad guys.
Are they friendly?
Are they friendly?
The 10G network, only from
Called the
Xfinity.
bad guys.
One giant leap for mankind.
Time to meet your team.
She's hot.
Yeah. Oh, I love those things.
Be part of something greater.
Rip Rider 360.
I need one of those.
They're so much fun, more.
I won't need a car.
Around this epic track.
You get a big wheel.
But we've
The
never
motorized
stopped moving
unicycle.
forward.
Look at those like little red like toy car things in Civil. That you'd have to start like Fred Flintstone.
Where do we go in the next 75? We're all better off with an ally.
We are the early risers. The first to
You should
arrive,
get a helicopter
last to
license
leave.
before a car
Fishing
license.
is our second nature, a way of
Okay.
life. And we know it's not always about what's in the net. It's bonding with a buddy.
Or like the most random vehicle. Like I'll get my submarine
Out on the
license.
water at Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's during
A
our
tank
Spring Fishing
license.
Classic. Save on
Forklift
great gear,
operator.
plus get the best boat deals of the year, including a tracker for less than $5 a day. Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's.
I don't think you need a
Your
license to drive a
adventure
golf
starts
cart.
here.
I don't think you do.
NASCAR on Fox is sponsored
Oh,
by
get an
Toyota.
electric bike with
Let's
faulty
go
brakes
places.
and don't wear a helmet. One of our friends.
Getting ready
Dylan.
for the 100-lap
No,
stage
Alex.
3.
I mean, maybe
Here's your
also
progressive
Dylan.
race summary. Eric
think Dylan wore a
Almirola
helmet,
took
though.
no
I think he was
tires.
smart
He is
about
the
it.
leader.
Yeah,
One
and
of
Alex
8
Ortiz
today.
at night
10
with no
lead
helmet,
changes,
wearing all
31
black.
lead lap cars, including the free pass car, Austin Dillon, and 3 caution flags. The only one
I don't
for
feel bad
cause
making fun of
was
him for it.
Bubba Wallace's
I don't either.
spin.
It was
I did
just-
originally.
Number
I felt like
10.
really
Now
bad
doing this
originally,
round of
but
stops,
You,
Chris Busch
you
are
feel
too
bad enough for it to
fast
stop
entering,
you.
so he'll start tail end of the field.
yeah.
And Tyler
Well,
Reddick did not get
nothing
his
makes me
car
feel bad enough to
full,
actually
so they
stop
came
doing
and
it.
made
I just say
a second
sorry,
pit
that way I
stop.
don't get like in
He
trouble.
will restart back at 31st. BJ McLeod also made a second stop. He left the pits on the first bunch of stops in 15th position.
This race is going by
Here,
fast.
guys. Watching this race
Oh, bastard.
after
What the hell is
sleeping
that?
on yesterday's
Finger
activities,
blaster?
if you want to call them that.
Ass
Unbelievable what happened yesterday. I mean,
You
we
fart
had
in my
to use a
mouth?
different caution
Yes.
flag. They wore this one out yesterday with having that thing out in the wind all day long. Flags wear out, Tony, when you use them too much. Got us a new caution flag, and they didn't even use this one today after that.
We said that in the NASCAR meeting this morning. They said, we have more flags.
Well, they're using
All
it.
right.
And now I think it's a typical super speedway race. Not at all what we saw yesterday, but this race is not over.
So 2 cars at the back, Ty Gibbs and Austin Dillon, have come in to top off fuel. Eric Almirola, like most leaders today, has chosen the top lane. Joey Logano will restart alongside. Cindric and Stenhouse, row 2. Bowman and Byron, Harvick and Hamlin. Regan?
Mike, just to update on the 45 of Tyler Reddick, they went to put the second can in. It plugged into the car, but the fuel wasn't flowing out of the can. That's why they had to do the second stop to come back down. And you can't stay out with a low fuel load right now. We see how much of a risk that is to lose those 2 laps.
Well, how much are tires worth? We're going to find out with Eric Almirola and his 10 being on the front row.
Imagine Stenhouse gets his second win of the year.
The track that's cool as it is at 47.
He should do it.
So, Almirola with no fresh tires, Ricky Stenhouse with 2. They are your front row for this restart as they approach the
That'll make shit interesting.
zone for stage 3.
And
the point
green
to
flag.
see really quickly if they have the grip to hold on, because this 22 is going to be pushing hard.
Keep in mind, we saw the 45 of Tyler Reddick not take tires and just do fuel, only got track position and was able to hold on to it.
Side to 22, you're still clear. Bottom lane's pushing now.
See, Eric did not pull down in front of that bottom line, elected to stay on the outside. I agree with that. Got some forward help. And one of those is Logano, that's been class of the field so far today.
Ricky
Who I
Stenhouse.
think wins? Still going with Hamlin.
Chase Elliott.
Yeah, Chase Elliott's gonna win.
Logano's radio.
Like 2 laps ago, we didn't talk about it. But still thinking through it.
Ricky Stenhouse went from 4th at the choose to the front row, choosing the inside.
Going back to the leader. Going back to that radio communication you heard in Logano's car. Yeah, that's fine. I'm fine riding behind the 10 in second. The problem was the 10 wasn't fast enough. The inside line, pushed by William Byron into Stenhouse, got up in front of them. Now all of a sudden, crew chief are running 4th. This is not where I wanted to be.
Well, I don't think it's terrible to be there 4th in that line, but you darn sure don't want to move further back than that.
I tell you, moving.
You wore a
Denny
coat
Hamlin is
and
moving.
shorts.
Can't keep it down, getting
Fucking
into 3,
dumbass.
sliding up the racetrack. Can't slide up too much. Going to get in the side of
Why
that
are you
very
trying to hurt
car
my
we're talking
feelings?
about in a situation.
I'm not
that he may or
trying
may
to.
not
I'm
wanted to be in
determined
Joey
to.
Logano.
Ricky Stenhouse is only the 2nd Chevrolet to lead today. Kyle Busch led 7 laps earlier. Christopher Bell's Toyota led 6. Otherwise, it's been all Fords at the front.
Well, Denny Hamlin's trying to change that, and look, the 7.
You would
Here
say better at
comes
least win
LaJoy,
the
Corey
fucking
LaJoy.
tournament.
Talk to him in the pre-race show. Almost
Oh yeah, I want USA to win.
in July.
Dude, Jared's rooting for the Dominican.
Marching to the front. Could be his
did?
day.
Why?
Redemption
I think-
time.
I mean,
They
just
didn't
because I
even-
think that's like more of like
He was
where
so
his favorite
excited
players
about this
are,
race, so
They didn't even make it
knowing
past
what
the
he-
first round
I'm
of
sure
cuts.
he
They
really
sucked.
ran that last lap.
which is surprising.
Yeah, they were the.
I thought they were gonna be like the
Said he
gods.
wants to be back in that
They were
position
favored
to
in it
win
over
the-
the Team
Well, he had a
USA
strong car.
and
And you
Japan.
see him driving right to the bumper at
I think
Denny
we have the
Hamlin in
best
front of him.
lineup,
I think that car's
but
strong
we just
again.
don't have the pitching.
Picking
Well,
up
and
right
also
where
I feel
they
like our
left off.
players don't really care as much.
Ricky Stenhouse out
Oh,
front
maybe
won the
they do.
Daytona 500. William Byron has gone to victory lane the last 2 weeks.
No,
in
it
a
probably
row.
means more to people that
They run
usually don't
1-2
get
for the moment.
like national attention playing baseball with the lesser
I think
players.
Daniel
Ricky's holding
Bard
that
was
outside lineup. I hate
pitching
to
last
say
night.
that. Sorry, Ricky.
That didn't go well.
Stenhouse and all you fans, but why is this
I didn't
inside
watch
line
last night.
led by a Toyota?
The only
Denny
game I've
Hamlin all of
watched
a
was like
sudden
an
faster
inning
than
of
him,
the
and Ricky's
Israel
really
like
making some
Netherlands
blocks
game.
inside and outside.
And here comes Byron, who
I
won this
was
race
gonna
last year.
watch, but
How do you
then
beat them
Alex was
Fords
like,
all
"Don't play
stacked
Todd."
up there? 8 out of the top 10 in
And then I took
qualifying.
Hannibal.
You get in front of them and get wide. That's exactly what you
Did
see.
it get you
Stenhouse
high?
do.
Yes.
Outside block, inside block.
He is known as a very aggressive plate racer, and you're seeing it right here.
You know how cautions happen?
I'm gonna murder you
Blocks.
one day. I have this
There's a
knife right
close
here,
swing
so
like that.
Shiver me timbers.
you want to fucking bet?
That was way close.
Don't play with knives.
You shouldn't with your clumsy ass.
Look at the pushing.
You think of the
I mean,
restart
they are
window
right.
here.
Don't play with knives, but
First
I'll do whatever the
stage.
fuck I want.
Tried to get single file, but then they doubled up real quick, and then it took about
Corey LaJoy up
6 or
to
8
second.
laps
Look at
before they
that.
started losing to that top line again.
3 wide, fellas.
And now he falls
3
back.
wide, middle of the pack. And it's whoa.
We're
Who's been
fuck
3 wide more than
20th?
anybody else today? Kyle Larson in the 5. Once again.
He put Keselowski in that
He
3
fell
wide scenario.
from like
Keselowski all
10th to
the guy into
20th.
Eric Almirola on the left side, left rear. the front of the field, that is not what you want to see. They're getting antsy, Tony. A lot of 3 wide here, desperation.
Now LaJoie's going to need some help. First car on the inside, and it looks like he's going to get it. But they're 3 wide behind.
It's coming.
You should come next week and attempt to see them make some right turns.
Why now? 84 laps to go. Why are we ran single file for laps and laps and laps. Why are we 3 wide now?
Buddy, I'm
3
tired
o'clock.
of running single file. I want to lead. I want
Probably
to get up there. Saw that Logano leading all these laps. My turn.
Finally, like, best
And
fishing time
patience
next week.
is a
It'll be
virtue,
warm all
and
week.
nobody taught that
Actually
better
fucking
in
wake
my
up.
career than this guy standing right next to me.
I would go
Somehow, I
fishing
can't
with you
believe
guys,
he's
but
patient human.
when does it
I
start?
think a lot of these guys too have had different moments of the race where they've been toward the back and realized how bad their cars drive back there. They want to get up there while they have fresh tires, get that track position, hopefully get himself in a position to maintain.
3:30 next week.
I hear you, girl. I hear you. Look what happens when those guys get 3 wide, though.
So be back
you
by
saw
like
that
3.
3-4 rows of 3 wide back there. Look at that. Now look at the front of the pack. Single file, and they're driving away from them. That slows you down.
Oh, no, it's not even fucking...
What?
Big time. A
Oh,
lot
it's
of
not-
difference there. That's
it says
exactly what
rain.
those leaders wanted to see.
I would go if it's raining. I don't care.
Sunday it
Last
says
time this
cold.
happened, it split the
Well,
pack
that's still
in
go,
2
but
with a sizable gap between. So far, not yet. So to
Prefer
keep
not
an
to
eye
have
on it
rain.
all, we're going to take you
Whatever.
Fox side by side with
that.
81 laps to go in Atlanta.
Well, rain is Saturday. Sunday it says snow. Maybe I won't go Sunday. I don't know. I don't plan this far ahead.
Well, it's also kind of hard to forecast that a week out.
Yeah.
It was me the whole time.
Well done, ma'am. What did I do exactly? With Snapshot from Progressive, you get a personalized discount for doing exactly what you're already
I'm going to the bathroom. Don't make the one exciting part of this right now.
bowling trophy.
Yeah, it's the biggest one they had.
Okay, thanks.
Hopefully
Reggie Miller
crash.
wanted to give away a day single for a buck every time there's a buzzer beater.
Oh.
Just keeping you on your toes.
Even though we were gonna do a deal anyway.
Reggie or not, you can get a $1 day single in the Wendy's app.
Where's the beef?
We got the house! Pods handles the driving. Pack at your pace, store your things until you're ready, then we deliver to your new home, across town or across the country. Pods, your personal moving and storage team.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal. The sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us. From the feelings that move us to the places that pull us, on the roads that unite us. Napa has America's largest
One of like the bigger problems with like the pack racing at like Daytona and Talladega is those are the races that like more people watch. So they get kind of like a false sense of like what NASCAR is actually like. They don't get to see like the actual like spread out that you see on most weeks.
Make yourself appear bigger.
I mean, I don't hate the pack racing. I think it's fun. It's just not like it's not the same.
And speak firmly in a loud voice.
It's not good for bringing in new fans.
I mean, I guess it is in the sense where it's exciting, but then they watch the next week and it's not the same thing that they watched last week.
Justin Smollett, an actor who films the hit TV show Empire, told police he's the victim of a hate crime.
I've been truthful and consistent on every single level since day one. Let me paint a picture for you.
I smoke a weed.
At 2 in the morning on the coldest night of the year.
And hopefully you don't get caught. But I probably, well, I haven't gotten caught in a while.
Even if he catches you, I feel like he's just a stern talking to, and then...
I feel like
and
he's
then
giving
it's
up. I feel like he's just like, he's gonna do it anyway.
Much has changed over
Well, guys, yeah, like, it'll be a week grace period where you won't smoke down here, but then it'll just get cold enough, and you won't want to miss something, so you say, fuck it.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Well, they were orderly in single and double file, and now it's 3 wide again.
Finally got that Stenhouse. They were working on it, man. He was blocking for all his worth. Finally missed one of them. They got around him, and man, now we're in big trouble.
Hamlin, Byron, up at the point with Harvick on the inside.
Harvick's the one that made the move. He was tired of riding in that single file. Made the move.
Got my
kinda
son's
created that
scoreboard up.
scenario.
Are they winning by
Those three all
7.
in the top 10. Look at the one.
2 minutes left in the third.
Has come from 25th on the restart.
How've they been doing since I got KD?
Good. But he is out.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he got hurt during warm-ups. Is he back? I don't think he is. I think it said like 2 weeks, and I don't think that was 2 weeks ago.
Is up in the top 10 after restart.
Why not type in KD Durant?
Now you're starting to see what these drivers have. The aggression's picking
Yeah,
up.
he's
They're
still
getting way
out.
more aggressive behind the wheel.
I want this spot.
That was
You want to
During warm-ups?
closest you get to
What he
a
do
hook
during
right there,
warm-ups?
push you in the wall.
I saw a video of it. I don't even remember what happened. I think he just probably made like a step the wrong way or did something wrong. I don't know.
I like some players so fragile, but then like everyone in the NFL, unless it's like,
Ooh, Ty Dillon got on the wall. Or that's not Ty Dillon, Gregson.
Tried it with LaJoy getting into one, got all the way back around there to 3 and 4, still trying to finally got in the wall. Desperation. Probably not time for it, like you said, but nonetheless trying to get to track position.
Well, the Penske cars dominated
tear
the
your
first half of this
patella
race. Dan
tendon.
Logano is 18th.
like you tell someone in, like in the real world that you did that, they're like shocked that even happened.
What?
That's what Diaz hurt. His some fucking tendon in his knee, not the
No, if you
ACL.
tell anybody that, they'll be like, "You hurt what?"
Yeah, like it'd be such a freak injury in like the real world, but he just like jumps up and down after a celebration.
Oh, there goes Harvick! Oh man! Oh no, Kyle! Oh, I think he just, I don't think he got any damage. Holy shit, Busher! Jesus! Kyle went around, but I don't think he. Yeah, he didn't get any damage. Doesn't look like. That's good.
Talking into this blocking situation.
Oh, Harrison, what are you doing, my man? You're not driving the right.
Turned him around.
Chris Busher's probably done.
Broke in the right rear.
Yeah, he's done.
Busher, I'd say his day's
Harvick's done. Well,
I
maybe.
don't know that Harvick's got a huge amount of damage in his
Oh,
car.
Byron.
Believe it or
God
not.
damn it, I have him.
Spun around 360 degrees.
Yeah, I moved him up from my garage.
Centered up with some side contact, but
there it is.
big trouble here.
Oh, Byron is in your garage too?
Yeah, I moved him for fucking
Toe link's broken the right
late.
rear of that one.
Here's the 4.
You okay over there?
Oh shit, we never fucking set up fantasy baseball.
We still can.
So me, you, and Cheater.
And I'm sure Jacob would join. Would Matt join? Or is Matt a... Really? He wouldn't?
Matt? No.
I mean, I know he's not like a big baseball guy, but I feel like he would join just...
No, he doesn't want to set lineups. He didn't want. That's why he didn't do football. He's more into football than baseball.
Wait, I thought he did do football.
I will say that.
Setting one lineup a week was not worth the effort.
Do you think we could get Jacob's dad?
Such a high rate going into turn one. It wasn't like he just went in there and drove into the back of the floor car. He got it woed down.
And
but he
I
was there
don't...
and trying to give that
Would Jameson do it?
Like you said, it started on the right side.
I'll tell
and then
Jeter
as it
that.
moved to the left side.
Just
that's
tell
when the car
Jeter
switched.
to tell like Jacob, Jameson, and their dad to do it.
Picking up. And that's the, he did. I think his thought was right. Got on the right rear. I don't think it obviously wasn't intentional. And when he got to him with that head of steam, it got Kevin starting to get sideways. And by the time it was all said and done, now you're on.
Whenever my dad texts me like, "Are you smoking?" I just don't even respond to him. Because maybe if I don't respond, then it'll go away.
Did he text you?
No, but whenever he does. I think he knows every single time I'm smoking. He just doesn't say anything anymore. I love my dad, and it's not meant to any disrespect to him, but it's just... It's more convenient this way. That's not the right one.
Put it. I want the AC off. Just a thing.
Well, it was pretty obvious. The aggression had picked up in a big way, and you knew something like this was imminent. Unfortunately, starting right at the first of the pack, and when it does, it takes a bunch up with it.
Here's the Monster Energy Cam, Ty Gibbs.
I've been up for over 12 hours.
Really good job right there.
Oh, he said Jacob's on.
Didn't have a lot of options. It got it woed down. A
He
little
did?
slight contact with the 3, but did a really good job of getting through that.
Tell Jeter to set it up, because he knows how to do it.
Yeah.
Didn't he set up the football one?
Logan did.
I'm gonna ask Logan if he'd do fantasy baseball.
Fired a lot of damage.
I'm gonna be like, would you do fantasy baseball and also set it up?
Excuse me, sir. We are interested in using you for our personal gain.
He's got one in. They may have to take that off hammock style. So as they clean up, we'll take a break with 16.
I guess it's kind of good that we waited to set up the league, because now we have an idea with spring training injuries. Like, you might have picked Diaz, and now it's like good to not you didn't pick Diaz.
We'll do the drafts just like the day before opening day.
Yeah.
Or, well, I guess it depends on schedules and shit.
It doesn't matter. I'll just do auto draft, I guess. But
Nice base. Clearly you're a safe driver. You could save hundreds for safe driving with Liberty Mutual.
that was like so annoying for the football one, finding a time where like everyone would be in the draft.
Yeah.
But then some people weren't, and they didn't set it to auto draft. So we just had to wait for their entire fucking turn.
Oh my god, that was so annoying.
Yeah, it's
Only pay?
Bro, it was sucked because I was trying to watch the Darlington race when that happened, and it was like I was finding myself paying more attention to the draft than the race, and then I was like missing a bunch of the race.
And #1 in customer satisfaction by
I was in the car.
for small business wireless
So,
service.
coming
Does
back
your
from the New
phone
York
run on
trip.
Verizon?
Were you driving?
Wait,
Get up
no, I
and
wasn't.
gradually reduce grays the easiest way. Step into
Yeah, I
the
think I
shower with
was.
Just for Men Control GX shampoo. Blends away a little gray every time you wash for subtle, natural results. Textured
See,
hair.
this is the time
Dry
where you
and
should be
Control
doing
GX
full
for
screen
textured
commercials.
hair.
As someone living with type 2 diabetes, I want to keep it real and talk about
This is when I don't complain
with
about
type 2
it.
diabetes, you have up to 4 times greater risk of stroke, heart attack, or death. Even at your A1C goal, you're still at risk, which if ignored could bring you here. May put you in one of those, or even worse. Too much? That's the point. Get real about your risks and do something about it. Talk to your healthcare provider about ways to lower your risk of
You would just
stroke,
pick all the
heart attack, or
Yankees.
death. Learn more
Well,
at
but Jeter would take them.
GetRealAboutDiabetes.com.
No, Jeter.
Well, Jeter was smart about it, but Jeter probably picked Judge.
Who wants to race?
I like this team.
Be part of something greater.
Alex actually like knows some like
Go places.
Yankees baseball.
Dave single for $1 every time there's a buzzer beater.
You're a fucking dumbass cunt, bitch.
Because I farted.
No. Just
Oh,
because
I
you
smell
farted.
it.
Like, I don't smell it yet. Logan's typing.
I'm a little bit of a nerd.
Did you ask him, do you want to do it and set it
I've
up?
studied so
I didn't ask if he wanted to set it up.
the
But
level of detail I bring to my work and to my business. Straight lines and a healthy ecosystem is what I'm all about.
Maybe I'm foolish, maybe I'm blind, thinking I can see through this and see what's
What do you say?
oh, Jeter said Jacobson.
Yeah.
He said maybe. I've never done it.
Jeter's just gonna fucking win. He's gonna draft some international prospect we've never heard of. He's gonna come up and win the MVP.
Yeah.
Martinsville Speedway is the short track in NASCAR. And only at Martinsville can you catch a weekend of bumper-to-bumper, 3-wide racing at one of NASCAR's oldest.
Yeah, they took out a part of the wall at Martinsville. The part of the wall with where Ross's magical moment.
They took it out?
No, they took it out and gave it to him.
Oh.
Because it was like, you either have to like cover it up with paint, like those marks, or do that. So they wanted to like save a moment of it.
We've had the big one in Atlanta, lap
There's
189. Ross Chastain and Kevin Harvick got oh so close. Up there in the corner.
Well, I'm not sure we didn't oversell this thing. We said he got slammed into and spun out. Look at this.
Alright, yeah.
You heard Ross Chastain.
Let's see this. Was it in... Oh no, it was
There's
just...
a gap in between them bumpers to me.
Yeah, it don't look intentional.
Ross Chastain said he didn't touch him. Look.
Oh, I mean, he
Ross
touched
Chastain
him, but he
touch him.
didn't...
Got
Oh, wait.
loose, but he didn't touch him. Like
No,
we
he
thought
didn't.
Slammed into him and turned him around with
Just
aggression.
air.
It is so close, and even if he did touch him, I'm going to say he touched him. He didn't slam him
Hamlin
by
barely
any means
missed.
if he touched him at all. But like you mentioned, you saw that car of Chastain start from the right rear corner, and when it went to the left side, that's when it freed his
Isn't that on
Harvick's
stream?
car
That's
up.
weird.
Harvick was loose. That's what, look, the reason you go from the right rear to the left side is because
Fernando Alonso finished third again in Saudi Arabia today. Yeah, I saw that Sergio Perez won.
everybody's quick to judge on Ross, and including me. I called that as he slammed into him.
Sergio Perez won from the pole. Max Verstappen from 15th to 2nd, though. That's impressive.
Even if he touched him, it was so light that it's not
F1, that's
for
hard.
this style of
But
racing
he
to
has like the
play.
best
It
cars.
wasn't
So.
just an overly aggressive move and turned that leader around.
And look at how many cars were involved there. And those off the track right now include Harvick, Chris Buescher, and B.J. McLeod.
F1's dumb.
Yeah.
But I also do watch it and enjoy it.
Yeah,
So,
you constantly bash it, but you
it's such
always
like a
watch
love-hate
it.
relationship.
It's like, it sucks, but it's racing.
Yeah. Well, it's like, when it's good, it is really good. But
It's just not good that often.
yeah.
Hamlin in the 11, a little bit tight overall today, a little loose up front. It was no tires for him. Eric Almirola, they didn't take.
Ooh, Ross.
Sir.
Ross, what are you
Uh-oh.
doing?
Penalty.
Is that a penalty?
I didn't think he'd be able to get back in. And then he would have been over that box.
Yeah. I don't think it's a penalty.
65 laps to go.
I mean, he's driving like a fucking lunatic, but that's what he always does, and I love it. Oh, Hamlin got into Ty Dillon.
That rocking chair would look great in our new house.
No, a new house, eh? Well, you should definitely see how
We got 10 people in the stream. Thank y'all.
Nice tip. I'll give you
Everyone
$2
drop a
for the
like.
chair.
Two? That's a Victorian antique.
All right.
How
much
many
for the
likes we
refiner,
got?
Wait, how did that get out here? That is
Got
definitely not for
6.
sale.
Is this a yard sale?
though? If it's in the yard, then it's for sale.
Here we go.
Geico. It's easy to switch and save on homeowners and renters insurance.
I need to try it first.
For 46 years straight, more of you have trusted Ford F-Series trucks to help save the day, stretch the weekend, haul, or tow. Just about anything, anywhere. That's because they're
Call
built
911.
Ford F-Series are America's best-selling trucks 46 years straight. And for that, we thank you. Because this isn't
Call
just
the
about our
police.
capability. It's about yours.
I fucking dare you.
No, they're the bad guys. Defund them.
Yes, the police are the bad guys, like the one who came over at Bill's Stadium and helped scrape our seats off so we could sit on there.
Yeah.
Such bad guys. Such evil people.
Every single one of them.
Yeah.
You'll need headlights and a bumper. At least you can skip the car wash. Just go to eBay Motors. The check needs a guaranteed fit. Let's ride.
Bring me the proof.
I was fucking high while talking to him, and I think he knew that, but because remember he was like trying to show me how to do it, and then I fucking took it and I did it the wrong way again.
I looked at his face, he just
You're digging.
like, what the fuck? This dude's actually retarded.
Require defense.
And then he told me not to vape.
In theaters April 14th.
NASCAR on Fox is sponsored
So used to
by
hitting 2 at
Credit
once.
One
That's
Bank.
sad. No,
That
what,
one doesn't even feel the same.
God, it's fucking sad.
64 laps to go under caution for the big one at Atlanta. Here's your aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Powering every mile and every moment of NASCAR's road to victory. Goodyear.
Yeah, yesterday was ridiculous. It was a double header, and the truck race, 43% of it was running the caution.
Oh my god.
That's like
fucking brutal.
insanely high. That's higher. That's like one of the highest ever. And the Xfinity race was 41%.
is going to be one of several.
Yeah. There was a caution period in the Xfinity race that took 22 minutes. And it's like, because, I mean, yeah, there was a lot of cleanup, but like, if you're going to do that, just red flag the race. Don't waste laps.
I don't think there's any timing lines out there, Tony.
He did a really good job holding a nice wheel through the grass, though.
Should have floored it.
Now, we had 26 cars on the lead lap. Denny Hamlin trying to come out as Ty Dillon coming in. Who's got the right of way there?
Well, they both do.
Yeah, you're the idiot.
You still have the back of the guys coming in as the leaders are pulling back out.
You can't have an intersection with both of them having the right of way, Tony.
You can in NASCAR.
It never works. Look at the tire man out there.
Ross was out there.
Why are you doing that to Larson?
Kyle was going to keep him out there.
He's never done or said anything wrong.
Yeah.
So Josh Berry and Martin Truex are going to start at the rear for pitting before pit road was open.
Almirola's the leader. And then Brad Keselowski will take second.
Larson, who's in Paris?
Larson, are you able to tell us who in fact is in Paris?
Now, Joey Logano, we mentioned he was stuck back there in 20th place when that all took place.
What's up, Kenneth? I missed your comment for 9 minutes. Where's the white furry baby, not the guy with beard? Wow.
The white what?
The white furry baby. He's talking about Sheena.
Oh.
She's outside. Or in her cage. I don't know.
All right, let's go back.
Can we get 150 likes for Sam? That'd be insane. Like,
Listening along with Logano, they said second place is
have everyone just create multiple accounts to make 150 likes.
Well, second place ended up with fourth place.
No, don't do that.
And whoever it was got up in front of them.
Just
Now
buy
we're
them.
losing more track position. Well, now this thing doesn't handle like it did when I was leading the race the whole time. I'm in big trouble. Now there's a caution, and I'm way in the back. Now he's frustrated. Exactly what you heard on the radio.
He's going to restart 13th.
Unraveled out from underneath of him in a quick hurry.
Now, Eric Almirola pitted, but again, did not change tires. Larry tells us he's got 45 laps on those tires already, and he's got 62 laps to go.
Hang on to it, bud.
I don't want to hear that as a driver.
Hang on
I'd rather just not know.
Green flag.
Keselowski moves up with the choose to the second row, and here we are, first row, and here we go.
You're clear. Five's not clear. He's 2 feet off of you. He's still not clear.
He's clear now.
You saw Kyle Larson pushing hard on Eric's back bumper, the 10. Have to be careful. Going back to Daytona, the Ford, a little bit more rounded nose on the front of the Ford, pointier on the Chevrolet and the Toyota. That plays a role. When push comes to shove at the end of these races, knowing who's behind you, I think that weighs on a driver's decision. You know they're all going to be pushing. Who can push better than the other?
5 cars knocked out in that crash. Checked and released at the care center. Harvick, Buescher, and McLeod waiting on Harrison Burton, and you saw William Byron getting a late ride over there. But everybody okay.
Big shot from Reddick. And Keselowski,
Mike
look at the
Slime is the
momentum.
greatest YouTuber ever.
Sometimes a big shot like that, Tony,
Mike Slime.
can hurt you a little more than it's not an efficient bump draft. They drive off from you and just kind of slows you down.
It's just a bump. It doesn't really generate a lot of energy to really propel you forward that well.
Not much of a net gain for either car.
Well, let's find out.
Yeah, I graduated 4 months ago.
Well, Kevin Harvick's been racing and winning in
Oh my
Atlanta
God.
since 2001, unfortunately, out of this one.
Wasn't he
What did
older
you
than
feel
us?
inside the car?
Yeah.
Chris Chastain was behind you.
You know, I think he was the same age. No, I'm older than
So
him.
close to me
Oh,
that,
damn.
you know, it just kind of took the back tires. It just caught me right in the middle of the corner there, and then the way that he got to me right
2
there,
years late.
it just. I
I
think it
guess
was just
so.
barely on me.
I mean,
and
I
the way
was
he came from the right to
a
the
year
left,
and a
just
half late.
took the back of the car and spun it around. So
just a weird deal. His back tire started shattering, and then it turns into a tractor. And
senior year ain't even that hard.
just hold on.
It's fucking dumb.
57 to go. There's Chastain right in the middle
Alex
of it
never
again.
did it. He doesn't have a GED.
He doesn't?
Oh, he's a retard.
Wait, yeah, he's got a job at the post office.
Closed up
Yeah.
and held him to the middle.
Now he's trying to get in the bottom. That
With
hole's
no
supposed
high
to
school
accomplish.
diploma,
He's filled that
somehow.
hole.
You better keep that job.
Yeah.
Desperate now. I need help.
There's Chastain and LaJoy 3 wide, and then Stenhouse right with them.
He works fucking overnight, so sucks.
Yeah.
Back to Jamie.
And William Byron has been checked and released. 2 weeks in a row you win. This time you end up in a wreck. How do you describe the racing that we saw, especially up front there, that led to this?
Yeah, it was super speedway type racing. I thought for the most part it was.
Are most NASCAR drivers short?
That was
Yeah.
discouraging because the bottom lane wouldn't really go that much.
I don't know if I'd say
Started to
most, but a
see
lot of
fuel
them
on the
are.
top,
Like,
the bottom started to surge there. And
Ross Chastain.
looked like the one
With,
before
like, up
just
to
got
here on
connected
me.
there.
Like, well, if I'm standing up.
So, just part of racing, you know. That's
Larson's
the way it goes.
short,
Not
this dude
really
is short.
in our control. We're out there running the top 5 and doing what we need to do. So, thanks to Liberty University, all of our partners, and we'll go to Kona. Hopefully, control a little bit more there.
Syndic
and,
is tall.
Hopefully, get a win.
Thanks,
Of
William.
course, faggot.
Every man for himself now. Not really any manufacturer.
Dom said the
connectivity.
slurry word.
No, look at that
Hey,
top
at least it
5.
wasn't a
It's
racial
very
slur.
evenly
Yeah.
distributed
It's the
among
homophobic one.
manufacturers. But still
That's also
2
bad,
wide.
but
Everybody's
okay.
trying to work their way to the front. 53 laps to go in Atlanta. Eric Almirola out in front of the pack.
With 1,000 lines in a kitchen sky, in a rapid
Is it gold? There's new Dr. Pepper strawberries and cream.
Dr. Pepper strawberry?
Refreshing strawberry flavor.
That sounds kind of good.
Kind of does.
That's an ice cold blessing.
Let's get some.
Dr. Pepper in the meal.
Let's make their advertising work. Let's get some.
Try new Dr. Pepper strawberries and cream.
Strawberries and cream. Football will return in 4 weeks. Yeah, but it's not the NFL.
Yeah. Real football worth it? Well, no.
It's USF. There's 2 leagues now?
Yeah.
Don't miss host
Caution is
Lenny
out.
Kravitz.
Oh, Larson!
Come on.
Larson and Almirola.
Kyle, don't say who's in Paris. We don't need to know right now.
Yeah.
Don't say it.
Don't say who's in
And
Paris.
Eric Almirola's
What
gamble
happened?
and great day
What happened?
ends up in the fence. They were running 1-2. Here's a look at it.
what
Oh,
the
he just
fuck?
fucking lost it. What the hell?
You heard Larry
That's not even anyone's fault.
25 laps on them tires. Long ways to go. The only ones that
Wait,
stayed
who
out.
was-
Blue records
Almirola?
Is he the one? No, he's not the one that
Check out
didn't get, or
Larson.
didn't get tires.
No, yeah, he is.
Here's from the
Oh, he is?
Coca-Cola
Yeah.
Zero Sugar Cam on board Denny
Fucking
Hamlin.
idiot.
Yeah, that might have been a blown tire. It's like, that's what it
He
is.
just like lost all traction.
Jesus. I mean, nobody's fault situation there.
Those were 72 lap tires on Almirola's car.
Damn.
And from Christopher Bell.
Why'd you wait that long?
Larson's out. Syracuse is out. Bill's choked.
Kyle
Metzel
slammed in the
finished
wall pretty
third.
hard out of his car. Already loaded up
Metzel
in the
finished
ambulance.
third, but they'll be a wild card team in
Frustrated,
the World
obviously.
Series.
Right in front of him, right in his lap. Nothing he could do. Tried to check up. Man.
But importantly, Larson walked away.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah, because this is a
Has
big
Dairy
hit
Queen
and a
always
swing
had
from
the
driver's
cookie dough
side to the
blizzard? Or is
safer
it-
barrier.
Yeah.
How
Eric
have I never
Almirola out
had
of his
one?
car.
Maybe
Because
I
you're a
have.
And
dumbass.
he appears to be okay. Oh, Daniel Suarez.
You reminded me that I have a blizzard.
Wow, nice. What kind?
Justin Haley involved. Tyler Reddick as well. was Eric Almirola. Had the wind knocked out of him. And he gingerly climbs out of the car. Caution out, 50 laps to go in Atlanta.
I found it! Is it gold? Better. There's new Dr. Pepper strawberries and cream. It's delicious Dr. Pepper.
Oh, the refreshing strawberry flavor.
And a smooth, creamy finish.
Don't tell the soul.
That's one smooth, creamy finish.
That's an ice-cold blessing.
I told you we'd find Dr. Pepper in the deal.
Try new Dr. Pepper strawberries and cream.
Don't miss host Lenny Kravitz, plus Taylor Swift, Pink, and more.
They do iHeartRadio.
The iHeartRadio Music Awards, Monday, March 27th, live on Fox.
After months of hibernation, it's time to reemerge. Let spring inspire you to start fresh too, behind the wheel of a new Ford SUV, featuring power that invigorates, capability to venture way off the grid, and tech that helps you forge a new path. It's a big world. Get out there and experience it. Right now, get the Ford Explorer with 0% financing for 48 months. Great lease options are also available. Visit buyfordnow.com.
You need someone out there you can trust with your fleet. Quick Fill Fleet Fueling offers volume discounts.
You like ordered one that didn't do any of it?
No, it was
We'll take care of your
like a mobile order that they never fucking picked up. Yeah. I don't know why you would place a mobile order then not pick it up.
Stores where you'll find unmatched factory direct deals with straightforward, no surprises pricing and the support and service you deserve. Visit 7o's.com and come see us at RV Way in Cicero and 7o's in Kirkville, your friendly family RV stores.
That's gross. What? I wiped ice cream on my shirt. You want a bite?
Yes.
Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Delicioso.
Thanks for watching Fox 68 WSYT.
48 laps to go under caution as Eric Almirola lost a tire. Took Kyle Larson with him. Here's your credit one bank. Ones to watch, which we've had to completely redo during the commercial break. We were loaded
Fuck
and ready.
the entire country of Puerto
almost
Rico.
everything but Clint. Well, Tony
I blame
certainly
them.
changed, if you know what I mean.
They say don't blame the
Here's
World
thing.
Baseball
Frank
Classic.
Keselowski, the one I've been
I'll just
watching,
blame
been
Puerto
watching him
Rico.
for weeks. We talk about it. The pre-race
Yes,
shows talk
this
about
is
it.
the
We
correct
keep
way to
going
go
with
about this.
RFK in his 6 car. But more importantly, he told us
Fucking
back
idiots.
to that pre-race, he's going to win
No,
this
you're an
race
idiot.
today. He is leading the race. It's been 66 races. Since
46
Frank Keselowski's
degrees
been
there.
in the
Yeah,
race.
it's 46 degrees in
That
Atlanta.
changes.
Well, my driver just dropped out, so my
That's like
second pick
fucking
is a guy
tundra
that's
to
starting
them.
from the tail.
Yeah, but like
Marcy's way
usually,
up to the
like
top
cold
15
races are
in
rare.
Stage 1, he's in position to win this thing again. I'm taking the 20, Christopher Bell.
The open wheel guys stick together.
That's right.
Tyler Reddick had a bad morning. He was otherwise indisposed. Missed the driver's meeting, you know what I mean? But he's toughing it out, and winning is the best medicine. Larry.
Yeah, Mike, Ross Chastain is always one to watch. He's been in the back. He's been in the grass on pit road. He's back at 18th, but you know what? He'll be back up there.
Yeah, and I'm going to go with Ryan Blaney. Led some laps early. Got a lap down from that pit road speed.
You better fucking
Restarted
not.
this last year on 25th. He's all the way
Ooh,
up to
Blaney.
12th.
Oh, yeah.
Better
He's
not.
definitely going to be one to watch.
Well,
Well, Andy took him out.
Now 11th.
Yeah.
It was as many as 3 laps down as we have pit stops.
Chastain on pit road. Truex. 4 tires.
You have Madden, right?
Truex has made an adjustment.
I have Madden
See the
22.
tires on him. Chastain finishing up a 4 tire stop.
by Dylan as well.
Buy the
getting
new
fuel
one for
only.
$20 on PS Store.
Buy it for me.
No.
Chase Briscoe
Then we
gets
can
the
play
free
together.
pass.
All right, well, if
On
you
this
want
one,
to play
Brady.
together, then buy it for
Well,
me.
Mike, to one of Ross Chastain pitting right there. That pit stop was to look
It's
at the
only
diffuser
$20.
on that race car with a piece
Make a
underneath
lot
the
more
car
than I
that
do.
directs the air. Wanted to make sure
Not
everything
really.
was there. After that green flag, they fell back a ways. And the 19-car
Why am I
Mark
trying to
Truex
kill
Jr.
you?
has been having a fueling issue in that car. Not getting fuel into it, but it's been burning way more fuel than they anticipated. That's part of the reason why earlier in the race they ran out during that green flag cycle.
All right, 24 cars on the lead lap. Briscoe getting one back
Probably,
there.
actually.
There's
Or
Christopher
magically
Bell's
can.
day. He had to start in the back because they changed those strakes and
You think that, but we
diffuser
both
after
suck.
spinning
So.
out
I'm getting
qualifying,
better.
so he had to start last.
I mean, I have
Got a
too,
10th
but
place
like,
car in qualifying.
I will be fine.
Worked his
like
way
I know
up
how to
to
play
the
the
front,
game. It's just like
then dropped
I
way
just do
back
stupid
and climbed
shit.
up again.
At first,
Won't be your typical super
I'm doing
speedway
like the new throwing thing where there's a
type of
meter.
racing right here. You know,
At
looking
first,
down,
I fucking
you talk
sucked
about
with that.
dancing
I threw-
partners. That's
Like,
we
I played
talk about
Face
when
of the
we go to
franchise, and I
Daytona
lost,
Talladega.
like, my
You got a
first
Ford,
6
Toyota,
games.
Chevy,
Oh,
two
just press, like, the
Toyotas,
buttons,
two
like
Fords,
the-
two Chevys, mixed
Yeah, that's
bag
what
all
it
across
is.
the board
basic
here.
shit.
Trying to find a dancing partner's out the window. Your
It's fun,
stag,
though,
you
'cause
gotta
you
go to
can,
this
like,
dance and find whoever.
control
You
like
gotta
where
find
it
your
lands,
Tony.
like throw it to the receiver. Then if you want it to like go to the right a little bit to get out of the way of like the defender, you can do that.
Led by Mike Trout and Grand Slammer Trey Turner takes on Cuba. It's a winner-take-all semifinal matchup. It's tonight, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on FS1.
You should watch that
Fox
tonight.
Sports app.
I watched some of it.
46 laps to go. They'll choose next
It's
time
at 7.
around.
It's 5:49
Sad
right now.
news to pass
This one's
along.
probably over at
Alexis
6:30.
Lewis, who was NASCAR's
I know.
public
Like we go over to
relations
your
director
house because I know your
under
parents
Bill
maybe was
France
on
Jr.
here.
and opened, in fact,
We
kicked
should
down
watch
a
that.
number of barriers for women in motorsports. Did a great job there. Then went to
Motor
Belling
experts.
Racing and did the PR for Bill Elliott. Through
When is
all
that
his
one
winning
hot
and
she
championship
in
years.
Xfinity?
Passed
The
away
hot
after
driver?
a battle with
Haley
cancer.
Deegan?
Yeah.
Alexis
Wait, no,
was
not
80.
the blonde one, the brunette
Is
one.
missed.
The one that we saw in the commercial?
Let's check with Jamie.
Hold on, let me
Well, Kyle Larson, you saw the big hit for him.
Oh,
there. He's
Natalie
been checked
Decker.
and released. You say you're okay,
Yeah.
but what is that moment like when
She's
somebody
an
blows a
ARCA,
tire
I think, still.
right in front of you? There's no way you can
She
go.
was in the trucks for a little
Yeah,
bit,
I mean, yeah, you just really have to, yeah, like you said,
It
know where to
sucks.
go. So, you know, nobody had had the tire issue, so I wasn't even expecting the tin
You know,
to have a tire issue
not
for
Natalie
me.
Decker. What's the other
Even
one?
if I did, I
Haley
didn't have time to
Deegan?
react. So, yeah, just a bummer.
Oh, no, how does she spell Haley?
H-A-I-L-I-E.
Finally up front on this
What?
style racetrack and still
H-A-I-L-I-E?
you know, with a DNF. So, I don't know, just
Why is it-
frustrating.
Thanks, Kyle.
Yeah, this girl.
Those
Haley.
Jews
What
coming
is she?
here's
Where is she in?
making a difference.
She's in trucks.
Trucks? She
Just like
actually
it did in
decent or
Daytona.
not?
You know, we used to then
I feel
have
like
this
she's
at
pretty
these
decent, but she just
super
keeps getting
speedway
caught
type
up in shit.
racetracks.
It's
There's
like
22
other people's
car.
wrecks.
Keep an eye
She's
on
so
him.
hot. Oh my
He's
God.
hungry,
Yeah.
frustrated. Wants that track position back. Has been our fastest car.
And I think
all
she's a
day
Suns
long.
fan.
Because of that trees
nice.
cone. Got that
Damn,
new opportunity.
1.3 million followers.
There's your third row for the restart. Logano up there. with-
She had that before she was even in
Joey's
trucks.
led well more than half this race.
That's, like,
135
insane.
with 215 laps, and there's Brad
So like she was in
Keselowski.
ARCA, which is like not like one of the national touring series,
The lines
but like
he
she was
told
very
us,
well
Mike,
known there.
Told Tony and I at that pre-race segment, he says, we don't need luck to win this race. We just don't need bad luck. That's a pretty good line and something that
ruined my life.
you know wasn't in his conversation maybe even 6-7 months ago.
How's
Chase
Sheldon
Briscoe got the
doing?
free pass. He's lined up at the back of the lead lap.
He was doing pretty good yesterday. He won a stage.
Or rather, one lap
but
down. He was.
It's just a
was
lot of
two,
like.
now one lap down. 24.
Again, he does look
23
really
lead
good,
lap
but then
cars.
he'll crash a
The
lot.
Sullivan's in Atlanta with 45 to go.
Last year he didn't make the
Keselowski,
playoffs.
Reddick, and Bowman, and Bell, and Logano back up in the front five.
You're going to clear that 48. Tyler is going to clear him as well. You're both clear off. They got a pin down. They pinned down tight. Both tie sides coming to you on exit here.
It's TJ Majors, Keselowski spotter.
Big block. Decided to move up in front of that 48.
How are you going to block them both?
Got to move down and block him.
One at a time.
Listen to that TJ Majors.
Yeah, TJ's smart. Did an awesome job with Dale Jr. for all those years. TJ is awesome at judging the run and knows when it's time to make that move.
The two drivers I feel are
back bottom, one back bottom.
I feel are best here. At blocking,
moving here, their positions are coming to the high side, 48.
at blocking 2 lanes of traffic, Brad Keselowski, Joey Logano.
But it's also those spotters. When you hear TJ Majors talk him up, here they come. It's not a split-second decision. It's not wait. It is immediate. As soon as that TJ Majors clicks that radio,
Bro,
Brad Keselowski has that
some
confidence in
big
that voice
black
and
guy
moves
did
up
the national
immediately.
anthem
Does not
today.
delay.
And at the very end, he just hit like the biggest fucking high note. Like, it was crazy.
1.5, 1 on the high side. Here they come. They got better help on the high side still. And back both lanes, half back bottom Tyler. Neither one of them have help here yet. There's not going to be a big run like last time here. 48 high side, 1 back, and then Tyler on there. Here comes Tyler to the bottom, 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 bottom.
That
You're still clear.
is working together in good chemistry. It's what it's all about.
And having the confidence that when you hear that, you're comfortable making that move. You trust that spotter.
Here comes Logano. It's the one we were talking about.
The Penske cars have fought their way back to the front once again, and they're lined up on the bottom, 3 of them.
Not clear. Yeah, Blaney is 3 wide. Blaney is 3 wide. 2 right behind you. 3 wide behind you. Middle's the closest. Blaney's the closest now. Blaney's the closest.
Now that's Coleman Presley, Logano's spotter.
Hey, Keselowski's in trouble. You got 3 teammates behind you. If they make a move one way or another, they're all going in a line. As soon as that 22 makes the move, you can bet those other 2 are going with him. For right now, I would stay right behind that lane. If you give that up, it was just on the restart. I'm saying no dancing partners. They all find each other very quick.
But do they have to get to the top? That's been the preferred lane all day.
I'm going to tell you, as long as that bottom lane is as long as the top one, you're fine.
Here they go, up top.
We know the Fords
Fucking
are fast.
Blaney.
8 out of the
God.
top 10 in qualifying. They have the speed, and if they can stay together and work together and cooperate,
He's gonna win.
They're gonna be
Ryan
lethal.
Blaney.
Cooperation's the key there, though. If they don't cooperate, that outside line will get that momentum back and get them up there.
Reddick and Bell are not teammates, but they are part of that 6 Toyota group here, and Gibbs with them. See if the Toyotas can mount a rally here, working together.
I was going to say, as far as this conversation right now, they're teammates. If I'm Reddick, I want to get up in front of them.
Next 4 cars, 5 cars clear with you in the bottom.
Gibbs the first of the 3 on the inside, while Reddick and Bell are up on the outside alongside now.
Excuse me, I meant Gibbs. If I'm Gibbs, I'm going to try to get up in front of those 2 guys. Get that Toyota line going. See how we can stack up against those 4 Fords up there.
No way.
Strength in numbers.
Still covering even numbers out back.
Gibbs is having a tough time in 3 keeping it down.
I was like, what the fuck?
Moved up a little bit in the center of turn 4.
God damn.
Now you're going to see those 4 Fords move to that outside line, that preferred line, like you were talking about, Mike.
My
Another
Jesus.
block by Cindric. Didn't stay there. Blaine is not going to be happy with that one. These guys are
It's
showing
impressive
as
range, I
teammates.
guess.
Even
Yeah.
Logano, I've seen him dip out and go for that lead out of aggression.
Jesus.
Early in the race, for me, what I thought.
Oh, Blaney got almost wrecked there.
No, don't even worry about it. He's gonna win.
Blaney just a little bit squirrely.
Blaney's gonna win.
He's going to win.
Cindric's car having a little
This is
trouble
not my
in the
prediction. This is just
those
factual.
corners.
Because I
think
took
so,
him
but
out,
The best case scenario is if he's able to be down there by himself.
he hit a supercharger in his car. He's gonna take off right after the race.
There's a head up top, now they're even. Both lanes are even with equal help. Even, top pushing tighter, Blaney is almost cleared, he's cleared. Blaney is cleared to the bottom. Blaney is not cleared now, Blaney is not. Austin's behind, Thompson nose ahead with tighter help. Thompson nose ahead with tighter help.
Tighter help's the key there. You want to hear tighter help. That's going to be the decision maker. Look at this, Logano going to the lead.
You'll get help here unless Joey goes with him. Line up bottom, your closest help's going to be Reddick now. Purple car, 3 back. And Blaney still got you. Here comes your help, here comes your help, here comes your help. Big push.
Logano back to the front. He's now led 135 laps today, while Brad Keselowski, who led only 6 races all of last year, Keselowski has now led in all 5 races this season so far.
Brad might be in a Ford, but he's the odd man out in that conversation. You have 3 teammates behind you. You know when one of those pull out like Logano did, the other 2 are going to follow suit. It's going to be tricky. If I'm Brad, I need Reddick. I'm giving off the Ford camp. They're clearly not going to work with me. Watch this. I'm going to take Reddick back to the front.
Do it on your own. He's got Reddick and Bell in his wake on the outside.
One in front. Half in front. Mid's still covered. Even numbered front and back. Both lanes that back, even number. Slow on the bottom. So one inside.
Chevrolet has won the last 6 drafting races: Atlanta, Talladega, Daytona. But Ford and Toyota control this one. The best Chevy is Allmendinger in 8th.
I can't even go that high.
And out of the way.
I think I noticed with the spotters, and I think it's so important as a driver inside that car. Tension ratchets up right here. Pressure ratchets up, the heart rate's going. That spotter's timing, his dialogue and his demeanor through his voice stays
Fucking
constant, stays
Cespedes
calm,
left
and
Team
it
Cuba.
gets you calm inside that car.
Why?
For personal reasons. He's such a faggot. He always
on the inside.
He always does crap like this.
But we
That's
talked
his
about
second time doing that.
Now imagine inside the car, we know
It was always like in 2020. He played for a week and then opted out because they're manipulating my country.
Wait, I thought he just like on opening day didn't show up.
So imagine all those guys on the roof on a cold day
No,
like today,
maybe
trying to
it was one
coach
of
their
them, I don't
drivers,
know.
get them in the right
He definitely
spot on
played
the
a few
racetrack.
games in 2020.
It's physically and mentally taxing for them too.
And then opted out because he felt the Mets were like manipulating his contract to pay him less or some stupid crap.
But remember, like on opening day, like he just didn't show up to, or it was one game he just didn't show up to the ballpark.
Yeah.
And everyone thought he went like missing or some shit.
Selfishly and staying aligned together. Brad, forget this mess. You guys don't want to ride with me. I'm going to move up. I'm going to find a new dancing partner, and that's Tyler Reddick.
Was he even doing good for
Who's
Team
Tyler
Cuba?
Reddick got behind him?
Oh no.
Christopher Bell and Hamlin.
That was 5 days
Another
ago. So
Toyota
it was like early
behind him.
tournament.
Brad's the odd man out here, and it's going to be interesting how he can manage this and block and keep that lead.
I feel like the variable in the equation for the Penske cars is the 2 of Cindric. I don't feel like he can stay tucked up tight behind Blaney, and that loses that energy on that inside line.
All right, 27 to go. You're going to see it all as we take our last side-by-side commercial break of this race. Brad Keselowski out front.
I watched my first race yesterday.
You're on the team, kid. It's orientation day.
Hey, new guy. Let's get you up to speed.
Let's go.
Your workspace is ready.
Looks like you got a corner office.
Be part of something greater. Toyota. Let's go places.
Pussy ass bitch.
Stupid. What a pain in the hey, neighbor. Try T-Mobile. It sets up so fast. It's like Wi-Fi that runs on 5G. Home internet from T-Mobile. Wait till you
They're hitting Trey Turner last.
Tell me more. Tell me more. One cord's all
Guess someone said that 12 is as fast as Verizon 5 and 10G internet.
Saturdays, baseball's best are showing out on Fox. This is where MVPs are VIPs, and where aces always come in pairs. Saturday means it's showtime for Shohei and meal time for Manny. All the swag, all the sauce, in all the slang.
Chastain's Thor on trending.
On the best day of the week, Fox Saturday Baseball returns April 1st.
I need to try it first.
A promise is a trust not to be broken. Whether spoken with an oath
Do you solemnly swear?
It's your first day. You know I got your back, right?
or sealed with a pinky. In 1922, a group of soldiers launched USAA with a promise to take care of their own. And after 100 years, we're still taking care of the military community and their families. That's our mission. Always.
There's a thin line in the NASCAR Xfinity Series between being a name they know and being a name they'll never forget.
When cold symptoms keep you up, try Vicks NyQuil Severe. Just one dose starts to relieve 9 of your worst cold and flu symptoms to help take you from 9 to 9. For max strength nighttime relief, NyQuil Severe. The nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, sore throat that sleep with a cold medicine.
21 laps to go. Brad Keselowski's Ford out in front of Reddick's Toyota. Logano and Blaney in Fords. Bell in a Toyota and Hamlin on the outside. Larry, none of those Toyotas took tires when they stopped at lap 195. What's that going to look like 21 laps from now?
Yeah, Mike, they last took tires at the end of stage 1 at lap 164. Now, since then, we have run about
We're getting down to the nitty-gritty.
So they're going to be in the neighborhood of about 80 laps on their tires at the end of this race if we don't get a caution.
Now, Brad Keselowski took 4, so he's in good shape for these final 20 laps. Joey Logano took 2 on that last pit stop. So the Penske cars lined up on the inside. They gain a little ground, they lose a little ground on that outside lane.
Saw it getting into one with Ty Gibbs riding along the shade. That sun's going down. Always a bear getting into one, Tony. Ooh, bounced off the wall pretty hard.
Ty Gibbs.
Ty Gibbs. Exit. Probably lost the nose up off the corner. Got into that wall pretty hard. Maybe not be able to see. I mean, you saw. Glare is getting very bad for these drivers.
And
they couldn't get to Tyler again. Tyler is still clear.
Late afternoon sun turn 1 has always been an issue here at Daytona since they flipped this racetrack.
This is not Daytona.
The backstretch becoming the front stretch.
They're one off of him, both lanes. Joey got a pretty good jump. Tyler is still clear. Staying up. They're inside Tyler now. One back on the bottom. One bottom. Tyler's going to pull him back. He's still got his quarter. Tyler will have the help on exit still. All right, they're pushing the bottom and top here. Joey's coming to the bottom. Bottom first. Bottom first, then up on exit. One back. 1.5 top of Tyler here.
It's a chess match. It's just at 185 miles an hour.
The impressive part was he told him to get down, and then while he was down, saying on the exit, get up. Anticipating that move. I mean, that's just veteran spotter.
Yeah, veteran.
Big gap there, though.
Big block. Slowed that line down. Reddick's starting to have trouble. That outside line deteriorating a little bit. What, 10 laps ago we were saying the bottom was doing that. Here they come back. Huge shot in the back from Blaney into his teammate Logano. Barely got that block off of Keselowski. 15 to go.
And I gotta believe Brad truly wants Reddick behind him, where he wants to take a lane away from Logano, take one option away from him.
You want to slow that lane down. You want to slow Logano down. You do not want Logano to get up, which he's thinking about doing. Logano probably needs to get up in front of Reddick and capitalize on that outside momentum. The outside line obviously has better momentum.
Larry, laps winding down. What do you see here?
Well, Mike, we ran 2 races on this configuration at Atlanta last year, and the average of the last caution was 8 to go. But the other trend, the first 4 races of this year, we've had 3 overtime finishes.
Wouldn't rule one out here.
A lot of separation, and then leaders look at the gap close. Bell. Those are the things you have to be careful of.
Right with you, watch it as a fade.
Oh, it was under him.
Got under him.
He's been super strong, Joey has, rolling through the bottom of 1 and 2.
But Keselowski just got a big shove from Tyler Reddick.
Yeah, a lot of gap on that bottom, but here comes Blaney. Outside line is put together a little bit better. I still think they win this battle for now. You see that tighter line on the outside. I think that will slowly prevail. Might give Keselowski that opportunity to get back going with that outside inside blocking scenario that he's been able to manage with his his spotter TJ Majors. That's best case scenario for him. Slow that bottom down, Joey Logano, and then utilize that momentum on that outside. Manage that thing. I want to keep Logano on that bottom. I do not want Logano to get.
You should definitely watch the USA
momentum because I know that's where he wants to be.
Definitely watch your fucking race.
Keselowski, he's gone.
I feel like the 2 key cars in this
It makes me think
equation
they
are the
don't want to
45
watch
of Reddick on the outside line and the 2 car of Cinder on the inside. Every time that the 12 and 2 car gets separation, it slows that inside line down. Same thing with Reddick. If Reddick loses touch with the 6 car, drags that top line down as well.
Funny thing is, again, listening to that pre-race with Brad Keselowski, he told us he'd actually like to be 2nd place coming to the white flag. May not be the scenario here. You may have to block that 2nd place in that big run that you wanted.
Look how long it's been for the number 6.
Boys, we got us a race here.
10 to go. 23 cars within 1.5 seconds of the leader.
Damn.
Brad got tied off of 4.
The separation in the Penske cars, haven't seen that this entire stint.
Tires are starting to wear out. Just like I just said, I think Brad got tied off of 4. Reddick just got tied in the wake of him. And I think those cars on the inside, you see Cindric shoving up on the outside.
I think it's time.
Got underneath them because of that.
Yes. Now he's got to wait for the Bills to start again. For them to fall short in the
Cindric can't hold
playoffs.
the bottom to stay up close to Blaney,
Should
to stay
them
up
too.
close to Logano.
Need handling here.
No, not
Need
yet.
track position. I think.
I can't remember how long it's been since somebody led this race by a car length or more. It's been this close, lap after lap.
These lappers are going to be interesting. As they get around them, that deteriorates that inside line, kind of breaks it up, creates opportunities. Both.
I just trying to have like 3 different
And
teams.
inside of the 2nd row, Blaney and Reddick are having trouble staying on the bumper of those leaders. That creates that management. You got to manage that gap. Do not get too far out, either one of those. But you also can't give the advantage to one or the other for that front row. This is a lot of chess match, as you call it, Mike.
Woo.
Inside door.
And the hard part with 500 horsepower and a tall spoiler, if you lift to try to keep backing up to somebody, it's hard to get the spool back up.
Now Reddick is there. He gives Keselowski
6 to
the route
go.
going into turn 1 and pushes him now. 2 car lengths ahead of Joey Logano.
Now I feel like Brad has a better opportunity to manage the
What
race
y'all
now.
gonna do?
Gets a little far out front there, and now Reddick back to him. It'll be 5 laps to go when they come to the line.
The longer they go, the older their tires get. That outside line has definitely been able to, and we saw it yesterday, we saw it last year. The outside line is a preferred
Brad's got
line.
the lead.
See it starting to prevail again here. I don't think these Penske cars are done, though. You have the fastest car. That 22 has proven he's the fastest car all day. But that 6 car ain't much behind him. And the
Oh, here
6
goes
car is a
Reddick.
preferred line.
And as you've said all day, the further back you get, the worse that car is going to handle.
Four to go.
Question is, will Reddick, Bell, and Hamlin leave leave this to Keselowski, or do they have a move planned?
Heck no. And they're wanting exactly what's happening. They're wanting that 22 and that inside line to start backing up, to open up the door for that opportunity. When those leaders were side by side, door to door, that opportunity wasn't on the table. It is now. The inside's in trouble, and it's creating this opportunity for these three Toyotas to do exactly, Tony,
Fucking
what
cheating
Brad was wanting to
Toyotas.
do. Be in second place when the white flag comes. Be patient here if you're Toyota. But if that inside line gets up there and takes that away from them, you might see them make that move earlier.
All right, coming to 2
You
down.
forced to.
Is Brad gonna win
This
this?
is going to be, from what I'm seeing, coming to 2 to go. The
2
inside
laps
lines
to
are
go.
tight, and these 3 Toyotas are going to be perfect case scenario. It's going to be a big time block if you're Brad Keselowski. Listen, TJ Majors, and if you're Reddick, make your move when it counts. Back up to their teammate and get a massive head of steam.
Every driver in the top 6 has been to victory lane since Keselowski's last win, May of 2021
Here comes Bell.
Talladega. Here comes Bell.
Bell wasn't going to wait.
Neither's LaJoy.
Coming to the white flag.
Joy right in the middle there, that number 7. Coming to white
1 lap to go.
White flag, 1 lap to go. Sponsored by Greta One Bank. Pick your block here.
Yep.
It's going up.
Oh, here comes Joey.
Much like we saw.
Outside. You got help coming. Outside, Joey.
Oh shit.
On the outside where he wanted to be.
Bell with a big push.
Now LaJoy to help Keselowski.
Logano has the lead.
And the car that has led 139
And
laps
Joey
to
Logano is gonna win.
Joey Logano dominates Atlanta for Team Penske and Ford. Wow.
Pretty boring race.
Yeah, that one kind of
Put
sucked.
him on that outside. Exactly where he wanted to be. Somehow, some way,
It's
he
popping
found
off.
a way to get there. Brad
Did
made
he
a good block.
pass him on the
There was
last
just too
lap?
many of 'em. You got to pick one of them or the other. You heard him talking and managing that all day long. He chose to go with believe it or not, Logano, which was coming on the bottom. And somehow he got to this outside by the time it was all said and done.
And that all started with Bell in turn 3 dropping to the bottom.
I hate this
It
track.
created all that havoc, started getting that chain unlinked.
And
This
unlike
weekend just
every-
decided it for me.
And unlike every other race this weekend, Craftsman Trucks, Xfinity, the 12 Hours of Sebring, the Cup Series had a clean green flag finish.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. You know, as hard as everybody was pushing, it's just unbelievable. Hey, Car of the Joy, 4th place.
There's like no
Big run for
passing
them.
up front.
Eric Jones, 8th. But man, the heartbreak goes to Keselowski.
Kyle Busch got 10th.
So close for that 6th car in RFK, getting that thing in victory lane that he wanted
Larson
so
got
bad.
31st.
Yeah.
It's the 32nd career win for Joey Logano and his first at Atlanta. He spent 4 years living in a condo above turn 4 here, looking down at this speedway out the window and wondering, when? If ever. Today.
Today's win, hey, you got to give it to him.
He absolutely did his job, and to get that lead on the bottom like that, I mean, that was impressive. Getting there and then having to switch, get to the top.
Last
to get
week,
around
better.
Keselowski to get that win.
Takes, you said it.
It was.
Bell making the move a little bit too early, surprising Reddick. He made the move, created this opportunity. Joey was down and out. Getting into 3, Joey was down and out. As soon as he moved down, afforded him that opportunity with the momentum cars in front of him. Rest is history. Brad made the block.
Let's have a look at it.
Just gives him, just didn't chase him up far enough. He probably thought that Joey was going to go ahead and tug on the wheel and try to get under him.
Well, and I think he probably thought he stalled him out enough. I thought he stalled him out enough. Now you get to Carter. All right, now who's coming on to listen to what they've been doing? Made that block, stalled him out, get to the next line. Here comes LaJoy on the inside. I think he was looking over his shoulder to make that block, and unfortunately, 22 stayed right there with momentum.
First win of the season for Ford. They break the Chevy stranglehold on victory lane this year, finishing 1, 2, and 7. Toyota 3, 5, and 6. Jamie.
Joey Logano finally gets his first win here in Atlanta, and you just got a big hug. Your dad ran all the way out here to hug you. How did you guys nail this setup of this car? There were so many questions coming into it.
Yes, first off, it's so special to win Atlanta for me. So many memories of me and my dad racing right here on the quarter mile. This is the full circle for us. So many memories gritting over there at the Legends car and racing and having a big time and dreaming of going straight at the quarter mile and going out to the big track. That was always a dream to do it, and to finally win here means so much to me personally, but to this race team, the Auto Trader Mustang. This thing was an animal. It was very, very fast, and was able to lead a ton of laps and race really hard at the end and get a good push from the 20.
They're saying how great the car ran.
And
Nascar can look at it
of a push
under a microscope.
So huge victory. Nice to get one early in the season. It always feels better.
Oh, what's this? Oh, this is illegal. Oh, Chase Elliott wins.
Chase Elliott wins. Everyone else got disqualified too.
Chess match speed, patience, and the commitment from your spotter to get it done when it counts.
Coleman's amazing. He's the best spotter on the roof by a long shot. He's given me great information the whole time. To be able to make the right moves on the racetrack. He understands it so well. That on top of the car that Paul gave me, just a really special race team to be able to maximize what we had here today. Fast car, great team. Say hey to my wife, my kids at home. Hey guys, we're coming home with a trophy, baby.
Joey Logano wins for the first time this season.
Well, Brett Keselowski comes home in second place. Brett, seemed like you did everything
all right, y'all.
Seemed like you did everything right as the race played out at the end there. So close at the end.
Next week. Next week. What's next week? It's COTA, Circuit of the Americas. Next week, we got another doubleheader on Saturday. 1:30 will be the truck race. So I'll be live at 1:15, and then I'll be an all-day stream. Jesus, the Xfinity race starts at 5. So, and then the Cup race is next week at 3:30. So I'll be live at 3:15 for that. Watch time prediction.
26.
Not much we could do there.
33. All right, 26 and 33.
How much pride does that